So, Black Alpha went outside today to celebrate the end of Birthright Citizenship. But if you notice behind me, Julio was very mad. But that's all right, though, because Julio is going back home to his country, and Black Alpha is a certified foundational Black American. But when Julio got mad, it's all good, because Black Alpha made a phone call to good old Tom Homan. And then I looked around, turned around, and mysteriously, Julio disappeared. But it's all good, though, because it's FBA Friday, and we in the house. Shout out to Donald Trump. Let's go to work. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
There it is right now. Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society, Foundational Black Americans. We in the house, and you know what's about to go down. Fam, adios to Julio, adios to Romero, adios to Pedro, Miss Ramirez, Miss Sanchez, Miss Gomez. You got to go, because what we've already known is on the front line, family, and that is there's only one true American. What you want to say, original, you want to say foundational, you want to say native, you want to say certified. Well, if you say all of those, and you talking about all of us, because the 14th Amendment was made for us the same way we made America. So you can go to the 14th Amendment or anywhere before and anywhere after, and all roads lead back to the strongest lineage, heritage, and culture of all time. And that is certified foundational Black American Freedmen. And it's going down. So, Julio, I seen you earlier. You're probably all the way back in Venezuela now, or Mexico now, or who gives a goddamn, because you ain't here. How about that one? So shout out to you, Julio, and shout out to the whole goddamn family. Donald Trump right now just got a major victory in the United States of America in the Supreme Court, family. And what is that victory? It's the same thing that we've been telling everybody about, right? The Supreme Court allows Donald Trump to implement Birthright Citizenship plan, which means you can't come here in the last few days of pregnancy and have a damn baby behind a hotel, and all of a sudden that baby gets all the rights and the benefits of being an American. You know, the America that we built. You know, the America that they try to steal from us. You know, the America that they said that they built a year ago, and everybody knows goddamn well they didn't. Yes, it is in full effect and it is fully enacted. So you're going to see within the next few months to the next year, these people going to be going home rapidly. And I don't give a damn. So little Pedro, it was nice knowing you. But now you got to kick rocks. And you got to take your mama with you, or whoever the hell you want to take with you, because you can't stay here. That's what it is. And family, social media was erupted. Everything was erupted. Everybody everywhere right now was talking about this. But isn't it crazy though, family? Because we were talking about this before everybody else. Yeah. Foundational Black American, Certified Black Society. We were the man once telling everybody what the 14th Amendment was about. See, all signs come back to the people who built this country. All signs come back to the certified ones, and the certified ones are in the building. And right now, we gonna get to work. Family, let's break this down in a thorough fashion. Let's talk about how this occurred, and we're going to let everybody know. All them scared folks, stay scared, because the certifieds are in the building. Let's talk about it right now. Here we go.
The Supreme Court has just released a potential landmark decision impacting the future of birthright citizenship in the U.S. The justices were asked to roll back nationwide injunctions against the president's attempt to redefine the 14th Amendment, which states that anyone born in the U.S. is automatically a U.S. citizen, regardless of their parents' citizenship status. It's been in place for more than 150 years, but now in a 6-3 split, the conservative majority ruled that President Trump can move forward with implementing his birthright citizenship change, except for those who brought the case, the 22 states and a group of pregnant immigrant women who brought that case. So it's not directly getting at the 14th Amendment here, but this will have a nationwide impact. Let's go ahead and bring in our Devin Dwyer, ABC senior Washington reporter, who's been following the Supreme Court on this.
No, let's bring in Certified Black Society. Let's bring in Black Alpha, okay? Let me tell you what's really being said here. it didn't go directly at birthright citizenship. Shit, yeah, the hell it did. Because the only thing stopping birthright citizenship from being canceled was these injunctions by these small level courts. We've been saying this for the last few years, that eventually it's going to go there and then it's going to be implemented. And soon as they started uttering that, Donald Trump came out right afterwards and what he said. He said, yeah, pen to paper is on and popping. And family, it's on and popping all the goddamn way. And we're going to clear out every receipt. Let's go.
Devin, it's not as straightforward as I think a lot of people were perhaps expecting or hoping to hear. So break down what this actually means.
Well, this was a big surprise, Whit, and this is coming from the youngest conservative justice on the Supreme Court, Justice Amy Coney Barrett, 6-3, as you said, in a big win for Donald Trump, saying he can move forward with that executive order that he issued on day one, changing the definition of citizenship in this country. Practically speaking, it means the president can, in the next 30 days, begin to develop guidelines for how he would implement that. It does not mean, however, Whit, that this executive order is free from future legal challenge. Legal cases in 3 different districts will continue on the merits. The Supreme Court, in oral argument in this matter, did signal that it was skeptical that it could stand up to legal muster. But at this point, the court is really weighing in on the ability of individual judges in districts around the country to block a president's action nationwide. And what Justice Barrett said today is that an individual federal court judge does not have that authority to broadly block a president. The judge, he or she, can block an individual while a case is being litigated, and in this case that was upheld. So this order, as it's implemented, cannot apply to those 22 states. It's going to be messy. It cannot apply to those particular pregnant women that are challenging this, but elsewhere in the country, and at the very least in the planning stages, the president can move forward, and that is a significant and surprising win for president can move forward. President can move forward. President can move forward, and that is a significant and surprising win for him.
Woo! AKA everything they told us wasn't going to happen is happening. The president can move forward. It's over. The 14th Amendment is about to be a wrap, fam, for all of the birthright citizen stuff, and it's about to come all the way back right here. That's what it's all the way about. And we've been saying it, fam. So all these little freeloaders, let me tell y'all, the American EBT system is done, okay? So all of these tethers eating off of us, these fleers, these freeloaders, it's over. You're going to have to get your own now. Fleeing is about a wrap now, okay? All right, the world's tired of fleeing. Let's just make this clear. Julio, you come over here, you burn the flag. And by the way, weren't they just burning the flag just, like a few days ago? Weren't they saying La Raza in the streets of America? I could have sworn I seen it. I think the cameras was rolling. Yeah. So all of them people about to get their due. The fleeing is over. People, Americans, all the way. They tired of suffering and struggling while people coming over here getting put in luxury hotels, people getting EBT cards, thousands of dollars, don't know where they from. You work hard and the money go to them. No, that ain't working. Americans ain't on that type of time. Hell no, we ain't on that time. And right now, it's all coming back to us. This is monumental. And this is why we sat on the couch during election season, and some folks did vote for Donald Trump, is because it was either going to be Kamala Harris and her bathtub collard greens and open borders and Joe Biden and being 99 years old, or it was going to be birthright citizenship coming to an end. It's a wrap. Foundational Black Americans told y'all, we always right. I tell everybody all the damn time. We're always right, fam, and that's just the way it is, and that's just the way it's going to be. And it ain't looking too good over there on the Julio side of town. I'm going to make this clear. Julio's got some issues. He's got some real issues, fam. And when I say Julio's got some issues, it ain't just that right there. Now you're seeing that the borders are also the most closed that they've been in eons. Fam, these were the same individuals who were coming over to our country uttering disrespect. I mean, crazy disrespect. Because I'm going to make this clear, and everybody already knows this. But again, we got to refresh in people's memories because they try to play funny style. But you can't play funny style with us, family. Y'all look at this right here. Can I tell you who the 14th Amendment was really about? All right, can I tell y'all who this country really belongs to? If you're looking at your screen right now, family, then you see who? You see foundational Black Americans, okay? That's who you see. This country belongs to them, not them. See, those folks is coming here with what? Book bags and suitcases. We ain't got no book bags and suitcases. Again, we are the only people on the planet that you ain't never seen no damn book bag and you ain't ever seen no suitcase. Every single other person who's ever came to the United States of America got a goddamn suitcase and got a book bag to go right along with it, except for certified foundational Black Americans. And it's time that this whole damn world put some respect on our name. We gonna make sure that you put respect on our name because right now you ain't got a damn choice. The choice has been made, and foundational Black Americans is on game. That's where we are. This is monumental, family. And the reason why we say it's monumental is simply because delineation has won. All right. And you're seeing delineation step by step, day for day, delineation go to another level. All right. It used to be people coming over here trying to occupy our turf, trying to say that they're us, just stealing everything we did. Name me one area or aspect of America where people were not cosplaying foundational Black Americans. I want somebody to tell me. Somebody tell me right now where. You want to talk about reparations? They said our reparations belongs to them. You want to talk about our historical achievements? They say that's theirs. Hell, they said that they built this country. Remember when Joe Biden was running around saying we need to work with Latinos? Y'all remember that, right? You want to talk about our music, our inventions, hip hop? Where do you want to start, family? And I guarantee you, you're going to see people who openly, just proudly said, hey, this country is ours. And then they start saying nobody's illegal on stolen land. Y'all done heard it all before because they done said it all before. Delineation is one. And I told everybody, we got off of the minority. We got off of the people of color. We damn sure got off of that hellified term of African-American at the right exact time. And we ushered in foundational Black Americans. And then we took Freedmen and we polished it up real nice. So I send a certified salute to every single one of y'all who were going to these rallies, who were going to these hearings, that were standing on business and continually putting out that FBA energy. That's what's got us here now, and we're only going forward. And then this came about. So these people were out here trying to say, well, Donald Trump ain't going to do this and Donald Trump ain't going to do that. Let me show you what Donald Trump just said. This is all breaking news. All this came today, and Donald Trump immediately came out and he put out this statement. And this statement is in reference to some of the landmarked achievements that occurred today, and it's also a replica of what has been being said for quite some time in the United States. Here we go.
Some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So thanks to this decision, we can now properly file to proceed with these numerous policies and those that have been wrongly on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding, suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stop experts from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the American people. We have so many of them. I have a whole list. I'm not going to bore you, and I'm going to have Pam get up and say a few words, but there's really, she can talk as long as she wants because this is a very important decision.
There you go, family. One more time, because I'm feeling very, very American today. Okay. Who is it for again, Donald Trump? Tell us, because you've been telling us for a long time, but it was only the liberals and the Democrats who told us that it wasn't, and we was going to be deported. Tell us again who the 14th Amendment was really for.
The four, that was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves.
Damn. I don't know the last time I heard the babies of slaves used that many times in a damn sentence, especially from anybody with political atmosphere, anybody with political clout, or even a president. Because guess what, y'all? Barack Obama never said that. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama was running around here talking about, can't we all get along? Are we all on the same page? And everybody should be friends. That's exactly what he was saying. That's exactly what they're saying. And we already know and understand that, fam. Donald Trump didn't say nothing that foundational Black Americans haven't been saying. The only difference is that today, by the pressure that we put on the system, by being foundational Black Americans in the grassroots, we are forcing everybody's hand. And this goes hand in hand because we got the royal flush in our hand. And what's that royal flush, I ask everybody? That royal flush is American citizenship. They never wanted us to be Americans, y'all. They don't want foundational Black Americans. They want us to be African Americans, minority Americans. They want us to be people of color, people of anything other than here. They're trying to take us away from our citizenship because it's been clear, based on immigration and the millions of people who flood into this country, that if you are an American citizen, you have the gold, all right? You got it all. You got it made. And these people understand that the folks that they can't stand so much got everything that they wish they had. They're trying to remove us from our citizenship, fam. The paint is starting to dry on this generation of foundational Black American grassroots. And let me tell you, it's clear, and more being seen. This is the lineage reparations era. Okay, I've been saying it's the reparations generation. I coined that term. And family, it's becoming the reparations lineage era. People are going to look back on this era 50 years from now, the same way we look back on the civil rights era and say, that was the generation. And remember, y'all, the generation ain't got nothing to do with how old you are. Are you alive? Are you breathing? Are you on code? Are you a Black American? When goddamn it, you're a part of it. We ain't got no leaders, no organization, no groups. We ain't got no age groups, no jurisdiction, and no area codes. We got area codes all the way up in here right now. I see all of y'all, the livest chat on the internet. Certified salute to you guys, because y'all been breaking history and we've been on the front line growing together this whole time. Now everybody's watching what we talked about right here on this channel take over the whole world. And it's taking over the world fast, and they ain't got nowhere to go. Y'all look at this right here. This generation is powerful, y'all, and we are on the forefront. This ended up becoming what people were talking about as the new spread. I showed you Donald Trump. I showed you what they're saying on ABC. Now let's take it out here in the world where everybody now is saying this was a huge win for Donald Trump, and it's an even bigger win for delineation. Let's go.
This is a big win for President Trump because he has been railing against the so-called nationwide injunctions. This is the power of a single judge to block an executive order for the entire country. And this case came up as a result of multiple challenges to his effort to limit birthright citizenship through an executive order. Now, here it appears that the justices are agreeing with Trump and limiting this power that judges have to block a policy for the entire country.
I think this is a really huge win for the Trump administration. I'm glad that we're talking about it in those terms, because I think one of the great fears with this case was that if the court did not say anything about the substance and scope of the 14th Amendment, media would say that the court had saved birthright citizenship. The court has not saved birthright citizenship. It simply kicked that can down the line and made the legal conditions under which a future suit over birthright citizenship can actually be resolved. This is a huge win for the Trump administration.
Well, this is a big win for the Trump administration. Some of the states have been trying to block the Trump administration from getting rid of birthright citizenship. If you don't know what that is, that means somebody can cross our border, have a baby, and that baby has citizenship. Well, I had a baby in Japan when I was active duty military, and my daughter is American because I'm American. She's not automatically a dual citizen or a Japanese citizen. So this is the only country in the world that has allowed anybody to do that. Well, a good ruling today in the Supreme Court, 6-3, they ruled that the states cannot block the Trump administration from getting rid of birthright citizenship.
I am so glad that Donald Trump spoke on the issue of birthright citizenship that Democrats have been so dead set on fighting. It was added in 1868 for the benefit of slaves and their children, not for the benefit of migrants who have come to this country illegally over these past few years, who have walked across the Texas border and had babies in this country and abused the 14th Amendment because they automatically know that if they have a baby in this country, then that baby is a United States citizen. Many women over these past few years have conveniently forgotten to disclose the fact that they were pregnant because they knew that once they crossed the border and had a baby on American soil, that baby is automatically an American citizen. Why is it okay, in Democrats' point of view, for people like migrants who have not earned the right to be in this country to automatically be given rights that Black people in this country had to fight so hard to get? Since Democrats claim to be the party of inclusion, why are you so content giving away rights to somebody else who are not even citizens, who don't even belong in this country?
This is a big win for President Trump because he has been railing against the so-called nationwide injunctions. This is the power.
Boom. People who do not belong in this country. Couldn't have said it better. Plain and simple. See, we're making it plain, everybody. We're making it plain. They want to complicate what we've created, and they want to complicate what we've done. What we said is no. All right. We are certified foundational Black Americans. We are a specific lineage, heritage, and culture. That culture and that lineage belongs to us, and everyone understands that. See, I remember a time when they were trying to get us to allow other people in on our reparations claim and allow other people in on our lineage. Juneteenth just passed, and we seen everybody trying to get in on that. There's no way around the 14th Amendment. All right. The Democrats been trying to tell us for the longest time, y'all gonna get deported. Y'all better run. Who's scared and who's upset today? Because when I look at the chat right now and I see all of y'all, all I see is certified foundational Black Americans. And, you know, y'all look very goddamn happy to me. All I see is a bunch of smiling faces when you look at foundationals. I want you to go ahead and do a spirituality check. OK, foundational Black Americans. How y'all feeling right now? Let me ask y'all the question, OK, because they don't want to talk. They don't want to speak. They hiding right now. So let's talk to my brothers and sisters. How y'all feeling right now? Because y'all look damn good to me. Y'all look powerful. Y'all look strong. Look like your future's so bright. You got to wear shades. Now, we can't say that about Pedro. We can't say that about Julio. You can't say that about anybody who's been on the opposite side of foundational. It's as simple as this. Either you on FBA side or you are against FBA. There's no more middle ground. There's no more gray area. There ain't a 3, 4, 5, and a 6. Either you rocking with FBA or you not rocking with FBA. You feel good. You feel awesome. You feel blessed. Well, damn it, I feel the same way. I feel the same way, family. And I feel even more. You said you feel mighty fine. Shout out to you. You must be from the South, okay? You feel great. You got a couple T's on that grape. Feeling it. Amazing. Good. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we feeling right now, fam, because we set. And we've always been set. And nothing that they're doing is scaring us. Nothing they're doing is making us run away. Delineation has won, and you seeing us chip away time and time. How many times we going to be right here on the Black Alpha Network, the #1 channel on the internet, the #1 voice of Black grassroots activism right here? You're locked in. How many times we going to be here and say, oh, Democrats is done? How many times we going to sit here and say, oh, Julio's done? How many times we sit here and say, we are the originators? And then voila, it all comes true. So family, this is where we are right now. Certified salute to you. I see you. This is where we are. And I'm going to show y'all where the naysayers are. Because the naysayers, let's just say the naysayers ain't looking too good in the hood. They're not looking too good in the hood. A lot of people that were disrespecting us, they're getting them wake-up calls. Family, them wake-up calls been getting dished out left and right. I can barely keep up with all the wake-up calls. The wake-up calls are coming in fast, y'all, and these people just got to deal with it. We know that when you start talking about our lineage, our heritage, and our culture, we understand what that comes with. And what that comes with, fam, is excellence. And we always say that right here, Black Alpha Network, home of Black excellence, okay? This is what we be saying. It all comes with an excellence, a vibration in which they don't have, and they can never have it. Because like I said, it's FBA or somebody else, and somebody else, quite frankly, can't be amongst us. Donald Trump made it clear. Donald Trump came out and stated it. He made it very, very known what's happening out here in society, and now society's got to deal with that reckoning. And that reckoning has came very, very clear. Let me tell y'all something else that came out very clear. Did y'all see this? Let me show y'all how much we be winning. Shout out to everybody who tuned into the space yesterday. Didn't we say if you disrespect, you'll get checked? Well, a lot of people who disrespect, they understand they're gonna get checked. So they come out, family, and they start apologizing and copping pleas, fam. We got these people copping pleas, all right? You know, when you got these fleas copping pleas, you own one. Family, did you see this right here? Tell me somebody seen this, okay? Original Taco came out, and he was saying we wasn't going to do nothing. Y'all remember that, right? Just a few days ago? He said he was going to say the N-word, and we couldn't do nothing about it, and it was about to go downtown. Well, look at this, family. I be damned. If FBA don't run the yard and they don't want no damn FBA smoke. Look at this. He's right here. He been effing with me for some years, so shut them up. I lost one of them. I'm sorry for anyone I offended, any race or belief. Thank you for everyone who is still here. Wait a minute. Hold up. That ain't the same type of energy that I was seeing, family. No. Look at this right there. I'm sorry. Right there is a stupid question, so I gave a stupid answer. I meant it deeper than the word, cousin. I couldn't said anything. I wouldn't stand for it. For my beliefs, being strong, strictly, no hate or ill in my heart. I got a lot of love for my brother and sister in hood, man. Wait a minute. So we brothers and sisters. I thought you said the N-word. I thought you said nobody was gonna check you. It looked like, in the words of Ice Cube, you done checked yourself because you gonna wreck yourself. And big NUTs in your mouth is bad for your health, partner. Damn, that ain't the same type of vibe and energy. And I told everybody, I said, family, these people duck the smoke and they run from fades. He knew the fade was coming. He knew the fade was on its way. So like any fleer, hopper, skipper, jumper, he said, before the smoke shows up, I'm going to apologize. And family, there you go. Look at your screen right there. The apology came on in. And I'm going to translate that right there. Yeah, they got in his DMs. He was in the DMs saying, God damn, these brothers and sisters don't be playing. It's funny, though. It's very funny how we'll go from N-words to brothers and sisters real quick. You know the difference between somebody saying the N-word and then turning around and saying, I'm sorry? It's that FBA warning. What's that warning? That warning is you will not disrespect, you will not get out of line, you will not talk to us in any way, shape, or form. If you want to, then you're going to have to deal with us. And dealing with us is the last thing you want to do. So Mexican taco, Mexican burrito, and illegal. Goodbye, peace out. Tell Julio I said what up, and you know you done ducked that fade. You know what he did, fam? It's like somebody on their way to go holler at somebody, and then they hit a U-turn because they don't like the way it's looking. He didn't like what was coming around that corner, so he rolled his ass back away to the other side. They apologize because they don't want to ride because we stand on business and we multiply. It's easy as that, family. That's what's happening. So, damn, you're talking about birthright citizenship, done. You're talking about illegal taco, done. And FBA out here and we just having fun. That's what I'm saying. It's beautiful to be us, especially in the summertime, especially a week before the 4th of July, and especially when I got all of my brothers and sisters with me. And let me tell you something. Speaking of brothers and sisters, let me tell y'all some brothers and sisters that ain't having a good time. But they not brothers and they not sisters. They're brothers and sisters. And let me tell you about those sisters. Those sisters from Miss Selena and Miss Sanchez, you know, the sisters, let me tell you how they feeling right now. And it ain't too good, y'all. That's how they're living, and it ain't like how we're living. Tell us how you feel, Mrs. Sanchez. Tell us how you feel.
We just dropped off my sister to go to work. And then she's these.
Se la llevan, dile que se la están llevando, que ya se la están llevando, dile que se la van a que se la llevan otra vez.
Hey, they're taking her again.
Por favor, hey.
Hey, will you please help her? That's my sister. She's my sister. They're taking her.
Ciudadana.
Help her, someone.
Ella es ciudadana. That's fucked up, boss. Y para eso llamamos a la policía para que vinieran, no sé por qué no nada. Sorry. And she's my daughter. She's ciudadana. She's a U.S. citizen. She's my daughter.
TikTok, I'm asking for your help. I'm at the county jail and
they asking for help on TikTok, family. No, you built America. No, we need to work with Latinos. Shout out to old Biden. No, this is your country. This is stolen land. You really the natives. If you really all have said things, then how the hell come you are on TikTok begging for help? You know who ain't on TikTok begging for help? FBA, because we don't need no help, because we ain't like nobody else.
TikTok, I'm asking for your help. I'm at the county jail and I came here with my husband to pay some debt, and there were ICE agents outside and we didn't notice, and when we were walking out of the county jail, they were waiting right there in the corner and they just took.
Wait a minute, when you was walking out the county jail, there were ICE agents? Question 1, what the hell were you at the county jail for? Are you not being a law-abiding citizen, Mrs. Sanchez? Mrs. Sanchez, did you steal some tacos from the taco vendor? All right, is that what you did? All right, did you create a home invasion of Pedro's house? Why were you there? And what you mean we didn't notice all of the ICE agents? I don't have to worry about them. I told y'all, when it comes to ICE, I might call them twice because it ain't nothing nice. I need to know your background and how come you are ducking the law in my country, and apparently you had no business being in my country in the first place. Send her ass home.
out of the county jail, they were waiting right there in the corner, and they just took him from me, and I'm asking for help. We have 5 kids that need their dad. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me.
Please help her. Ain't no way. The hell no. Send your ass home. That part. And fam, that ain't the only part. All of their asses is getting packed up. Watch this one.
Their lawyer.
Her lawyer's in the bathroom. That's why they're taking her now. You wait until her lawyer leaves. Seriously, her lawyer's in the bathroom. I'm recording this. Her lawyer's in the bathroom. Hey, Kate, they're taking your client. Kate, they're taking your client. She's fainting, Kate.
Can I go in the bathroom?
She's a female. Yes, you're allowed to go in the bathroom. Dude.
Family, they waited until this woman's lawyer went to the bathroom. Her lawyer went to the bathroom and they ran up on her. She went to go take a number 1, and when she came back, her client was done. And notice this, y'all. They got this little habit that they love doing now where they'll start fake falling. That's the thing. They'll be sitting there falling. Everywhere you turn now, when you see these people getting arrested for being illegal, they'll just fake fall and slip. She falling on carpet. It ain't even wet over here. I don't see no mop. I don't see nothing. Ain't no water, and they just crashing out. Keep on falling, you're going home. Keep on crying, you're going home. Keep on begging and pleading, you're still going home. And remember, you said that you built this country, but you couldn't build your own country. So now you're going to have the chance, and I'm going to be sitting right here watching you as you flee in reverse. Get your ass up, Miss Sanchez. It ain't even wet over here.
Oh, yes, you're allowed to go in the bathroom. Dude, she's fainting on the hallway. Wait till get medical. You want a medical? You can't transport her. You need to leave her. Get medical services. Come on. Hey, wait, you can't manhandle her into an elevator. You're manhandling her into an elevator. You're manhandling her services. Come on. Hey, wait, you can't manhandle her into an elevator. You're manhandling her into an elevator. You're manhandling her into an elevator, dude. Her lawyer's in the bathroom. Her lawyer's in the bathroom.
I don't think ICE cared. I got a very strong, sneaky suspicion that them ICE agents didn't really give a damn about you falling. And family, that ain't the only one falling, because these folks got more videos tripping. Enjoy it. Popcorn popping, get you some snacks, lock in. Just make sure you smash the like button in the process, because we are right here at home and they asses is all alone. Watch this one.
No, I want to know. I'm his pastor.
He has a warrant, sir. All right.
For what?
He's being arrested for immigration.
He's asylum seeker.
It doesn't matter, sir. We're just following orders. He's got a warrant.
He came with CP1. Why you're doing this?
It's no longer valid anymore. That's why.
Why what?
It's no longer valid anymore. It's no longer valid anymore. That's why.
Why what? Can I have his stuff?
No, yeah, phone. Yeah. No, he can't have it. Yeah, only my phone.
Where you're taking? Can I follow you?
No, only. What are you taking?
What?
Hold on, give me just a second.
Why you're taking him?
Nah,
Bora tu. Eshkana. Bora tu. Why are you doing this? 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 Why are you doing this?
You want to be arrested as well? You'll be under arrested.
Yeah, I'm U.S. citizen. Arrest me.
Don't get closer. Stay there. Stay there. Stay back.
Let him go. She's bad. Let her go. Let her go.
You don't stay there, you're going to be arrested for
She's sick. She's sick.
You're going to be arrested for
She's sick.
She's sick.
She's sick.
You're going to be arrested for
She's sick. I'm here. She's sick.
Stay there.
She's bad. Call 911. Call 911. She's bad.
Somebody called 911. Someone called 911. Someone called 911. Look at her over there on the ground shaking, y'all. Quit acting like you fainting. You going home. Do all that back in Tijuana. Look at her. No, she's going back to Tehran. My bad, dog. She going back to Taiwan. Tijuana shaking, Taiwan shaking, everybody shaking. God damn. Look at this right here, family. She on the ground twitching.
She has a problem.
Yes. She do got a problem. It's called deportation. It's called illegal immigration. It's called your ass will be back home tomorrow. You'll be back over in Tehran and Iran, okay? And I run so far away. Go ahead. I ran back to my homeland. I ran back away from ICE. I ran away from the Trump administration. But I'm going to ran back to my own homeland in the process. I ran to their homeland. I hope they understand.
My God, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? They came from persecution, from dictatorship. I'm from Iran. You're so cruel. So cruel. Have you read the news? I was in prison for my faith. They're there in Iran. They're from Iran. You know, we flee because of our faith. Can you take me with them? They need me.
No, sir.
They need me.
You can stay there and you can record, but you can't go with us, okay?
مرجان اوکی میشه مرجان جان.
Look at over there, fam, acting like, oh, it went away. You ain't doing all that twitching and it went away. You got tired. Let's be real. You got tired. That's what that is. Oh, I'm done. I'm not having a seizure no more. It's funny. They get seizures when ICE show up. You ain't had a seizure all day. But all of a sudden, you see ICE show up and you start saying, I'm a seizure. Nah, get up. What somebody said, pop, lock, and drop it? She got pop, lock, deported. Pop, lock, deported. She done got tired, fam. Now she said, I'm okay. I'll go home.
I know you're doing your job. But my heart is just... Seriously, you all guys came for one person?
What is her name?
Marjan. Seriously.
No, seriously, fam, there's nothing wrong with that lady. Family, brothers and sisters, there ain't nothing wrong with that woman. If she don't stop, what the hell is she over there doing, fam? Get your ass up, put the cuffs on, and go back to Iran. All right? That's what it is. You see what these people will do? These people will resort themselves to a 5-year-old child having a temper tantrum because you told them they can't have no ice cream. But guess what? You can't get no ice cream, but you got ice. Even exchange.
What is her name?
Marjan. Seriously. Only 2 people is enough. What's this? What's this? There's army here.
Security, sir.
There's army. Like 2 people. Have you read in the news what's happening in Iran? For women? They came here for freedom. Not like this. Shame on you. I know you're doing your job, but shame on you.
Yep, and I know you going home, so shame on you. Don't come talking to us about none of that. There you go, family. Fam, we got fake tantrums. We got, real tantrums. We got fake skitzing and spazzing and falling and seizures. All of this because you don't want to go home. We've been saying it for a long time, fam. These people are just spoiled. That's all they are, fam. These are just spoiled people. You don't want to go home because you thought here in the United States of America, you had it all. You thought you was going to come here and you thought you was going to get everything based off the backs of foundational Black Americans, and you're not. It ain't happening for you. You're on your own. And you see, fam, these grown-ass people will start falling on the ground. These grown-ass people will have a temper tantrum. That ain't nothing but a tether temper tantrum. I've been telling everybody about them tether temper tantrums. Them tethers been having them damn temper tantrums left and right, y'all. They've been on the ground falling, shaking, twitching, and moving. And you got what you deserve. Ain't nobody here in America giving a damn about what happened in your homeland. Because guess what? You don't give a damn about us here. So goodbye. When you wake up from all of that, you're going to your ass in that van. Then you're going to your ass in that plane. Then you're going to your ass back in Iran. And by the way, I don't think they're going to like you too much in Iran when you go home, because y'all be selling out your homelands, and your homelands remember what you said. So it's going to be bad times for you, but it's great times for us. And it's bad times for everybody who thought that they were going to come over here and steal from foundational Black Americans, fam. It ain't no fun for them. It ain't no fun, because everybody now is getting a dosage of their own medicine, okay? They're getting a dose of what really it is, because now we know what time it is out here in these streets, and these people are being stopped. But let me tell y'all something else, family. I need to talk to the fam, because there's some other people that have been talking reckless too, all right? Fam, did y'all see Mr. Mutombo today? How many of y'all seen Mr. Mutombo today? If you haven't seen Mr. Mutombo today, then I understand, because Mr. Mutombo's been hiding. But let me tell you something. Mr. Mutombo seeing that ruling come down about no more birthright citizenship with the 14th Amendment in full effect, and Mr. Mutombo's scared, because he knows, just like Iran so far away from Iran, all right, he gonna have to go on back to the Senegal, all right, and Nigeria, Europe. And now all of that talk you've been saying about foundational Black Americans, you're going to have to deal with it. Did you see Donald Trump at the same exact time he ended the TPS, the Tether Protection Services? Goodbye, Haitians. I'll see you later. Peace out, Africans. I'll see you later as well.
Remember the Haitian surge under the Del Rio Bridge? DHS just moments ago announcing they are terminating temporary protective status. Remember the Haitian surge under the Del Rio Bridge? DHS just moments ago announcing they are terminating temporary protective status, or TPS, for more than 500,000 Haitians living in the U.S. under that protection, arguing conditions in Haiti have improved enough for them to go home now, and allowing them to stay would be, quote, contrary to the national interest of the U.S. TPS for these Haitians expires in August and takes effect in September, so that effectively gives them a little more than 2 months to self-deport.
And so-called temporary protected status for hundreds of Venezuelans. While the legal battle goes back to a lower court, this is separate from the fight over deporting accused gang members under the Alien Enemies Act, which is on a different track. It is about a program that prevents deportations to countries dealing with natural disasters or civil unrest. With that, we bring Jonathan Turley, constitutional attorney and Fox News contributor. Jonathan, great to have you with us to sort this out. Give us a sense of what happened at the court today and what it means.
Well, this is a considerable win for the Trump administration. We're talking about not a small number of people, talking about over 500,000 people. And what was curious is that the federal law itself says that you can use this special parole provision on a case-by-case basis. That is not what the Biden administration did. But once these people were in the country, the Trump administration sought to end that status. After all, it's called temporary. And the court said, no, now you've got to do case-by-case determinations, which of course would take a very long time. For the administration, this is a huge issue, because if these individuals stay past 2 years, other protections kick in. They become as difficult to deport as all the other millions that were allowed into the country that are going through the slow immigration process. So it's a considerable win.
Damn, you mean to tell me in this crazy ass thing, in this crazy ass world, the same exact time that you end up seeing birthright citizenship canceled is the same exact time TPS is getting canceled? Not temporary protective services, tether protection services. And tethers are no longer protected anymore. You were protected by Joe Biden. You were protected by Kamala Harris. Now you got to deal with MAGA, who don't want you here, and foundational Black Americans who know that you've been trying to steal our culture, so therefore we don't give a damn when you got to go home. Damn. Ain't it funny? Remember all of those Haitians that was out there putting the flag on, you know what I'm saying, talking about how they're so proud to be Haitian? Well, now you're going to be proud to be Haitian back home. Oh, by the way, all that talk about Juneteenth and how Juneteenth is really for y'all, well, go ahead and celebrate Juneteenth over in Port-au-Prince, because you won't be celebrating it here, because your ass got to go. You got to go. Same with Julio. Fam, everybody's getting rounded up. Everybody's getting rounded up right now, and good, right where they belong, back in their homelands, because now it is very, very clear that the 14th Amendment belongs to us and family. If we were not here saying what we said, these things would not be taken fruition. It's happening because we forced them in the grassroots, fam. That's why I said applaud yourself, because you are the ones who did it. It's simply because we've been on code and we've been taking our message everywhere. Where you want to go? You want to go to the East Coast, the West Coast, down South, Midwest, wherever you are. Foundational Black Americans been putting in work. And the fact that we've been putting in this work, y'all, is the reason why we're seeing political achievements. I tell everybody, our political wins don't look like everybody else's, because we're not like everybody else. Everyone else gets handouts, benefits, and luxuries. Foundational's got to get it out the mud. And since we got to get it out the mud, our victories look completely different. And what do our victories look like? All the ops in handcuffs. That's what the hell it looked like. It looked like a Democratic plantation that could not secure a vote. It looked like the future of the Democratic plantation is completely in ruins and shambles, broke down. And you know what? All of that is a good thing. And the reason why that's a good thing, fam, is because people are now starting to realize FBA ain't nothing to fuck with. I said it, meant it, put it on the line, y'all. Hell no, we not. And if you ever disrespect this lineage, heritage, and culture, things is going to come your way that, quite frankly, y'all not ready for. And brothers and sisters in the streets understand that. And brothers and sisters in the streets let it be known. That's why you start seeing people coming out making apologies. They're making apologies because they understood it ain't going to turn out too well for you if you try to come at us funny. But they've been having a lot of temper tantrums and meltdowns and breakdowns. But let's get into the details and the nuances of the case, okay? We done showed you everybody already getting packed up. Now let me show you guys the way it's really working. This main situation that occurred during the election, when we understood, all of us, we're saying Donald Trump is going to get in and he's going to go ahead and he's going to revoke birthright citizenship, which the majority of Americans already do not support someone coming here. What we have come to find out, family, by all types of studies, is that 90% of these people who come into the country, we don't know who they are. Within that 90% of people who we don't know who they are, we don't know who these kids are. Fam, if you don't know who the adult is, how the hell do you know who the children are and who's associated with them? They ended up doing blood samples, okay? And they came to find out that half of those kids that are with these illegals, they're not even their kids. Those aren't even their children, family. These are people who are being passed off and sold to cartel members for a lot of things. And y'all know what I'm talking about. And you can go ahead and put trafficking on it, all right? So these kids that they always have, remember Donald Trump's putting kids in cages? No one even knew who these people were. Nobody knew who these people were because those are not their parents. When you see Mrs. Sanchez at the border and she's crying, what everybody come to find out is that that's not even her baby. That baby's been passed down 6, 7, 8 times to do who knows what the hell. And they use those babies as some type of advantage so they can try to make it look like, oh, look what happens to Mr. Julio. Look what happens to little Selena. These are not their children. So nobody anymore is getting those sympathetic thoughts. All those little commercials talking about how bad it is for them and trying to garner sympathy. None of that's working no more. So everybody's identifying who is who, what is what, and we're knowing now that these individuals are nobodies. And when I say nobody, I'm talking about a big-ass question mark. Don't know the name, don't know the date, don't know where they're from. It's not their biological parents. It's not even a goddamn neighbor. It's not a friend. Nobody knows who these people are. They're ghosts. It's ghosts who come into this country undocumented, and it's extra ghosts for these kids who accompany them, all right? And then on top of all of that, you're talking about 12 million turned into 22 million, 22 turned into 28, 28 turned into 30, and I hear it's upper towards 40. And that's just in the last 4 years of millions of people who have unlawfully entered our country. And now, with this birthright citizenship being completely canceled, people can't show up, cross the border, and have a baby. And then those babies grow up and bring everybody back home. This was the agenda and the apparatus brought to you by the liberals and the Democrats to try to replace foundational Black Americans. And it's all came back full surface and it's all came back full circle. And now everyone sees it. This is the legality part of it, family. And I'm going to show you guys how they're trying to spin it. And every passing second, they realize there's nothing to spin. Beautiful day to be FBA. Watch this.
Incredibly dangerous decision by the United States Supreme Court. Folks, wake up. The Supreme Court now says that we can't permit nationwide injunctions against the Trump administration, even on birthright citizenship. They didn't care about the constitutionality of birthright citizenship. They made this decision because they are a bought Supreme Court.
We all know that birthright citizenship has been something that Trump says that only was supposed to be meant for African Americans, children of slaves. That's initially what it was meant for. And he says that people have come into this country and exploited what was never meant for them. Well, that ruling came down today. Now, it's not supposed to take effect for 30 days, but it was a 6-3 vote. Now, let's go ahead and read what's being reported on this birthright citizenship. So it says the 6-3 ruling allows President Trump to end birthright citizenship in some parts of the country, but stop the order from taking effect for 30 days. It also limited the ability of federal judges to temporarily pause executive orders. Now, the Supreme Court agreed on Friday to allow President Trump to end birthright citizenship in some parts, even as legal challenges to the constitutionality of the move proceed in other regions. The 6-3 decision, which was written by Justice Amy Coney Barrett and split along ideological lines, may allow how citizenship is granted in the U.S. to be reshaped, even temporarily. Trump's order will not go into effect for 30 days. The justices said in their opinion, allowing its legality to be contested further.
Incredibly dangerous decision by the United States Supreme Court.
No, the hell it's not. No, the hell it's not. It's only a very bad thing for those that wanted FBA to be deported. It was never about us being deported. It was just a scare tactic that we put on the cape. Everything is to get us put on the cape. So here's what ended up happening. Donald Trump ended up saying, we're going to make an executive order. We're going to go ahead and get rid of birthright citizenship. And then you started to see all these little rogue judges start popping up left and right, right? These little judges started saying, well, no, we're going to put a stop to it. What this case was about today, and you're going to hear a lot of people tell you a lot of things. Right here, you're going to get the real. What this was really about is the Supreme Court 6-3 saying those little judges, y'all can't stop an executive order from the president of the United States. Meaning, if the injunction is to stop Donald Trump and they're saying you're not allowed to no more, that means all of his executive orders are going to pass through. That's why he gave the briefing today. And in this briefing, he said, with that clear and with the Supreme Court speaking, now we're going to go ahead through the list and implement all of these policies, with the number one being the birthright citizenship is canceled because it was always meant to be for the children of slaves, what we've all known. And the only people who've told us otherwise are the Democratic Party. But remember, fam, the Democratic Party's always told you something different than what the truth is. The Democrats are out here, the only ones telling foundational Black Americans, we can't get an anti-Black American hate crime protection. We can't get reparations because no laws can be made specifically for other people, even though all of the immigration laws are specifically for immigrants, right? And now they told us that we will be deported. Everything that they could possibly come up with and everything that they can possibly fathom, they've been saying. And it's just not working right now. It's not working. And America is speaking. And I believe right now, everyone's starting to see what it's truly for. And when I say things are truly going on, fam, these people are having breakdowns and meltdowns in real time and full time. And I'm loving it. And the reason being, fam, is because when you look at what we have achieved, this is setting the precedence for the future. There's no way, and we said this on the Black Alpha Network a year ago, we said that the Supreme Court was going to talk and the Supreme Court was going to come through. I want y'all to notice something. When the Democrats have the Supreme Court and when the Democrats have control over the whole government, they get nothing done. We don't get one goddamn law. When the Republicans have power over the government or the Supreme Court, they pass everything. So you got one party that never passes anything for us. Now, mind you, the Democrats pass things for everyone else. That's why you have these terrible immigration laws, because they do it. But Donald Trump ended up going right on through because he's listening. He's listening. Remember, Donald Trump is the one who came out and said Kamala Harris isn't really a Black woman. Who the hell do you think he got that from? He got that from FBA. Yes, the hell he did. Ann Coulter came out and said foundational Black American. She got that from FBA. Everybody's listening to the Black grassroots fam. We got about 2.1, almost 2.2 thousand people in here. Trust me, a good portion of that are the Democrats, the Republicans, and politicians, and they're listening to every single thing we say. My good brother Church just told me the other day, somebody's running around here now saying the no elition. Now, everybody knows I came up with the no elition. Hell, I came up with that 6 years ago, all right? It just lets you know they're hearing our terminology, they're hearing what we're saying, and they're trying to get in on it. And you good. Go ahead. Keep on doing that, because this is how we influence the world. This is how we change things. This is how we run the goddamn game. And it's not me. It's all of y'all, because on this channel, damn anybody else. On this channel, fam, we call the election the night of the election. We called mass deportations before they happened, and we also called the 14th Amendment being solidified as exclusively and directly for the children of slaves, aka foundational Black Americans. Now, these non-foundational taco vendors, they're out there getting arrested for selling tacos. So you have FBA and then you have taco vendors. And these taco vendors are in taco handcuffs. And they're going back to taco homeland, living in a taco hell. And I don't give a taco goddamn. Y'all look at this right here. When you say things done got real, they done got real because they out here arresting taco vendors. Fam, again, for the millionth time, it's good to be FBA, and when you certified all the damn time. Y'all watch this and enjoy. Certified.
No.
Community members rush in to try to help a street vendor
What you're doing is kidnapping.
as she's taken in by ICE.
There's like 8 of you.
It happened Monday as Selena Ramirez was selling tacos on the sidewalk outside this Home Depot in Ladera Heights.
Wait a minute. Did they say her name was Selena Ramirez? Ain't that one of the names I be saying? It's Julio Pedro Selena Ramirez. Goddamn, family. They done really been listening to Black Alpha because they done went and arrested Selena Ramirez. Damn, we always right.
Oh, no.
Community
Oh, yes. Your ass going home.
members rush in to try to help a street vendor
What you're doing is kidnapping.
as she's taken in by ICE.
There's like 8 of you.
It happened Monday as Selena Ramirez was selling tacos on the sidewalk outside this Home Depot in Ladera Heights.
10, guys that are all jacked up and armed, like taking away a woman who probably weighs 100 pounds. Like that already is, ridiculous.
According to the National Day Laborer Organizing Network, which has set up a GoFundMe to help Selena's partner and their 4-year-old son, the 26-year-old came to the U.S. 2 years ago hoping for a better life. LeBlanc says she was targeted simply because she's Latino.
Drove up the street, saw her as an easy target, and chased her down. None of them would identify their agencies, their names, their badges, any of those things. They didn't know what her name was. They didn't have a warrant. What I saw just looked like men trying to abduct a woman off the street. Like, this is the stuff that of nightmares for women.
But LeBlanc says that wasn't the end of the drama. She says agents threw tear gas out as they raced away and says the whole encounter was uncalled for.
Yep, and you still ended up getting snatched up and arrested. Family, the damn taco vendors is in trouble. I never thought I would see the day. I mean, I'm just loving it right now, fam. It didn't get no better than this. It gets no better than where we at right now. They done snatched up Selena Ramirez, all right? And I'm hearing just word on the curb that Selena Gomez is going to get arrested too. But when you ask brothers and sisters out there, let's make this clear, y'all. They've been trying to push this narrative that we out here trying to help people, fam. They wanted foundational Black Americans to help them with the ICE protests, didn't they? Yep. And what we've done now is we said we're not helping anybody, so America has to hold its own nuts. Every group who's came here has to hold their own nuts because they can no longer get for free what FBA has been out here creating. Think about this, y'all. By simply sitting on the couch, we have changed the world. And that's called lack of participation, lack of saving. That's put us on here. What I told everybody, fam, we can run the game by standing on business. We can run the game by sitting on the couch. FBA is the only lineage, y'all, that ain't got to go nowhere and still change everything. And look at this right here, fam. Yep, Selena Gomez, they're going to get her. And you see right there, go ahead and take a good look. She going home, the family going home, and everybody's going home. Little Julio, you got to go. Little Pedro, you got to roll. Donald Trump, he letting them know. And when I say letting them know, brothers and sisters out here in the streets, they ain't got no capes on for these people. Hell no. Let's go to the streets. I want this brother right here. I want him to tell us how he feels about the Home Depot. Because, fam, I've been to the Home Depot and Lowe's, and I ain't been seeing a bunch of Julios at Lowe's. Okay? So y'all tell me what the streets is saying.
Normally, I'm like in Target right now, as you can see behind me. They got a Home Depot. You don't see too many messages. You don't see too many immigrants. You don't see too many immigrants. Normally, you see a bulk of immigrants. You see like 10 on this spot, 10 at another spot, 10 by Home Depot. You don't see that. I think I see like 3. ICE, shout out to ICE again. I got to give a personal shout out to ICE. ICE, shout out to ICE again. I got to give a personal shout out to ICE. They're doing an excellent job, boy. These people are out of here. And I don't feel bad at all. I really don't. Normally, I'm like in Target right now, as you can see behind me.
The brother said he don't feel bad. He said he don't feel bad. He don't give a damn. Shout out to you, brother, because neither do I. But let me tell you this right here. This also don't lie. When I say these people getting deported, fam, they getting deported ASAP.
I'm not in any way, sir. I was in your way. Yeah, you were in my way. I apologize, sir. I know that everyone has rights. No person is illegal.
Yo, what the fuck are you doing breaking this window, dog? Hey, nigga, you can break this window. Hey.
Y'all notice he throwing around the N-word. Listen, fam. Listen. Yeah, these are the people they want you to put the cape on. They're throwing around the N-word. This is the third time in the third instance where we have showed somebody calling ICE agents the N-word. This is why we ain't got no capes for none of these people. You go ahead and say the N-word, and I'm going to say the I-word, okay? I-C-E, ICE, and you don't like that. This is what I'm saying, family. They consistently keep calling the agents the N-word.
Hey, nigga, you can break this window. Hey, nigga, you can break this window. Hey, you guys can't break this window like that straight up. Yo, don't be fucking breaking this window, nigga. No hables, no hables. Hey, no hables, no hables, no hables. No hables, no hables. Apalo. Apalo.
Yo, look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit. Nah, don't be touching my phone. Don't be touching my phone, dog. You can't tell me nothing. Yo, hey, he's Dean, bro. He's fucking Dean. Look.
See, fam, he getting George Floyded out there. Uh-huh. Yeah, this is why we ain't got no case for these people. Yeah, you getting snatched up, fam. All that is ABK, anti-black karma. And you said you want to throw around the N-word. Go ahead. Because remember, you saying the N-word to people who are deporting you. So you ain't win none of that. And you need to go home because they have been bringing crime to the United States. This type of crime right here. Family, look at this right here and tell me these individuals shouldn't leave.
No. Please.
No,
I need help. I need help. Listen, I have a problem. Please. No. Please.
No.
I need help. I need help. Listen, I have a problem. Please. I'm paying everything. Señor. I'm paying everything. I have the money for paying everything. Please, help me. Señor, listen, I'm paying everything. I'm paying everything. I have the probation, please. I don't like my problem. I'm paying everything. I promise I have the money right now. They're going to jail, please. Officer, sorry.
Listen, let him do his job.
Officer, sorry.
What is that white stuff that's in there? La cosa blanco, ¿qué es eso?
I have the probation, yeah. Okay, listen me. For your life, but I don't like to go in the jail, please. I'm paying everything right now. I have the money for paying. Help me, please. Help me.
Feel good about this?
They deserve exactly what's happening to them, family. They deserve exactly what's going down. This is why.
Brenda, tranquila.
Malditos perros. Malditos de...
No, all you need to do is comply. Comply, and then maybe you can stay, but you don't want to. Fam, she had that cocaine on her. She had that cocaine. Somebody I stay, help me, please. You see what I'm saying? Fam, law and order is what we always talk about in America. Anytime something happens to a black American, they always talk about law and order. Well, then law and order for you then as well. Then you need to go ahead and check yourself because these people are bringing over crime and you've seen it consistently happen. So therefore, when they get arrested, it is what it is. And you can see that it is what it is clear as day. But they've been trying for years, fam, to get us to think something other than what the truth is when it comes to the 14th Amendment. We've already known it. We've broke it down. We have so many scholars within our community. We don't have to go outside of our community to see it. And by the way, y'all, we said this a few weeks ago. While all of those ICE protests were going on, the mass deportation process was being amplified. Check this out, fam. You ended up seeing Donald Trump saying that he was sending all of these people directly to the sanctuary cities, right? He said the sanctuary cities was going to get an influx of ICE agents. So while everybody was focusing on those protests where they were burning the American flag, all of those ICE agents was turning up the game and turning up the heat on them. So now it's all going full circle. And why you see these deportation videos increasing is simply because of that. So you got mass deportations, an influx of ICE agents going to sanctuary cities and other places. And then on top of all of that, now you're seeing these individuals getting brought up on charges. Why they got to go home. Y'all look at this one right here, fam, to make it even further. We've already known that the 14th Amendment was always and has always been about Black Americans. And people have been saying it for the longest amount of time. Now everyone has to deal with it. This is all about FBA.
I want to point out that in the 14th Amendment, it does not say all persons born in the United States become citizens of the United States. It's all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That amendment was passed coming out of the Civil War. There's a reason it was passed coming out of the Civil War. Congress was afraid that the Democrats would try to undermine the results of that war by forbidding former slaves from voting. And clearly that's what the amendment was supposed to deal with. It did not include anybody who just happened to show up here and have a baby and move on. Any congressman at that time is going to be seen from the debate on the floor at that time felt that resulted in what we are now referring to as birthright citizenship. It was supposed to be limited to slaves. You were only subject to the jurisdiction thereof if you were a former slave. A person who came here from France and was just passing through, their child would not become a citizen. That should be obvious.
There you goddamn go. We knew that. The world knew that. Everybody sees that. That's what it's always been about. That's what it will always be about. It's all about us, nobody else. Don't let these people try to turn that around. So this is why you're seeing foundational Black Americans standing up and saying, hey, good goddamn thing. Good thing. I'm glad. Let it proceed.
I want to.
Because the fact that it's pro-family is even further evidence that, again, we're all out of everything, fam. We're always on the right side of history. But there was more to it today. You started seeing them come out and they started talking about how things are turning around and things are changing. Look at this right here. I want y'all to notice this. Look at this. They started saying, hey, now we're going to be able to do everything that we want to do. But look at this. Trump, we can proceed with birthright citizenship case. This is putting it into the few Democrats that are trying to say it won't. Watch this.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you for fighting for all Americans. Americans are finally getting what they voted for. No longer will we have rogue judges striking down President Trump's policies across the entire nation. No longer. Today, in the 6-3 opinion, Justice Barrett correctly holds that the district court lacks authority to enter nationwide or universal injunctions. These lawless injunctions gave relief to everyone in the world instead of the party for the court. As the Supreme Court held today, they turned district courts into the imperial judiciary. Active liberal judges have used these injunctions to block virtually all of President Trump's policies. To put this in perspective, there are 94 federal judicial districts. 5 of those districts throughout this country held 35 of the nationwide injunctions. Think about that. 94 districts and 35 out of the 40 opinions with nationwide injunctions came from 5 liberal districts in this country.
Think about what she's saying, fam. Listen to the mathematics. Listen to the mathematics. That's because those Democrats were in place to block anything Donald Trump was doing. This is why the ending of birthright citizenship is such a phenomenal thing, is because they were able to defeat those type of scaled and weighted transactions from the Liberal Party.
No longer. No longer. These injunctions have blocked our policies from tariffs to military readiness to immigration to foreign affairs, fraud, abuse, and many other issues. The judges have tried to seize the executive branch's power, and they cannot do that. No longer. No longer.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying right there. A hell of a lot of things are going to go down, and I want to add a few things to it, fam. See, yeah, they got some real numbers that they was trying to perpetrate. It's just not going to be that. You name the immigration policy. Essentially now, the floodgates are open that Donald Trump can do as he chooses to do with immigration. Today is the worst day in tether history, all right? It's the worst day in FLIR history. It's the worst day for anybody. The days of the FLIR trying to pretend to be the Freedmen are over, and it ended with all of this birthright citizenship nonsense on top of these people also coming into this country and receiving mass deportations. All of that is over with now, fam. All of that is over. I'm telling you, it's not just this. This was a precedence that was set that these judges, because that's all the Democrats have. All the Democrats have are these little judges in these local places that say that they're going to stop an executive order. And now that it has been ruled by the Supreme Court, the highest court in all of the land, that they can no longer do that, that took away the one last thing that the Democrats thought they had. Democrats ain't got nothing no more. I expect and I project that what you're going to see is not just the birthright citizenship being done, because it's over. Anybody tells you anything else is lying to you. It's a wrap. What you're going to also start to see is that bounty hunter program, which, by the way, there's been a hell of a lot more bounty hunter sightings popping up left and right. Did we not call that, family? Did we not all just sit here and say they're going to start having people being deputized to go after all of these different illegals? Why? And I'm going to tell you why. Because the illegals were running around here and they were assaulting ICE officers. They keep tripping over their own feet like their shoes is tied, y'all. You made a massive mistake, illegals, all right? You came to my country illegally and unlawfully entered. That's your number one mistake. Then your second mistake is that you moosed off of the people and the citizens of the United States of America, FBA being the main ones that you moosed off of. So nobody got no sympathy for a freeloader. One thing in life, y'all, nobody has sympathy for a freeloader. Hell no. And you done freeloaded at the highest levels of all of society. So you got those problems going for you. And then you had a temper tantrum. And I'm not just talking about Miss Selena, Miss Ramirez, Miss Gonzalez that were having those damn temper tantrums when they was falling in the ground wasn't even wet. When they was faking like they was having seizures. In reality, they were just petrified because ICE was running up on them. No. The problem that they have, family, is that you burnt those American flags. And now everybody's saying, send they ass home. And the Democrats that provided protection for you for years, we ruined that party. So you can thank FBA. We're behind all of this. We're behind the 14th Amendment because we were the ones that it was created for, and we solidified that. We're behind no birthright citizenship. We solidified that. We're behind the largest mass deportation in American history. We solidified that because these people were being dumped in our communities at 70%. So FBA is the creator of all things great. Yes, the hell we are. And now what you're seeing is when y'all were running up on those ICE agents, y'all thought y'all was going to let the Democrats put that battery in your back and you was going to start saying, who are you? Who are you? Because what they're not telling you is that you're seeing ICE agents attacked throughout the United States of America. You're seeing a hell of a lot of ICE agents who are being assaulted. So now Donald Trump, Tom Homan, as well as others, they're saying, oh, word? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and put the mask on. I want everybody to notice. At first, ICE was not wearing masks. ICE were not out here wearing masks at first. You know why ICE is out here wearing masks now, family? One is because these people are trying to evade them. That's one. And then two is they're wearing masks now because you had people like Hakeem Jeffries, a Democrat, who came out and said what? He said, we're going to go ahead and now we're going to make sure that these people's identity is not concealed. We're going to go ahead and put out the names of these people, where they live, where they're at. Yeah, the Democrats were doxing them. That's what happened, fam. Oh, yeah, they did a terrible thing. I'm telling everybody, this situation is about to go all the way up, and there's no way around it. They were out here doxing ICE agents, and they thought that was going to be a good thing. So this is why out of nowhere, you started to see the ICE agents pull up, and they started wearing masks. What that's done now, that's going to give way to all of the different ICE agents being them. And then on top of that, you're going to start to see a hell of a lot more of people who are deputized. You're going to see people who are random folks. They've already thrown that around. I want to say in Missouri and Mississippi, they was already talking about giving people money that if you report ICE or you report people to ICE, everything's going to be good. So all of those things have came to fruition. You attacked ICE agents and you doxed them. So the mask came after the mask to come the deputies. I don't believe that this is going to stop. And I believe Donald Trump is probably going to make another executive order here soon. And that executive order is going to be all out assault on all of them. All of them. So the days of the tether are over. The tethers are done, fam. You won't see these tethers no more. You won't see them. Let's be real. FBA Black American creation. And since it's a foundational Black American creation and we created that term, now people are starting to have to deal with the real reality of what these people are. And the world basically caught on to, oh, that's a tether. What do you call Victor Ramaswamy? What do you call Elon Musk? These people are nothing but tethers. These are tethers, and they come from all different areas and all different nations. So these things are about to be amped up, and everyone's going to watch all of this unfold. Now, when we say things are going to unfold, they're going to unfold very fast, fam. It's going to get way worse for them before it gets better. And I say tethers of color because a lot of those Africans, by the way, who are in hiding right now, they're in hiding. A lot of them now you're seeing are getting deported, and they're getting deported left and right, because they're all going to be put in the same box. All of y'all folks who had smoke for FBA, now you're finding out ICE got smoke for you. Y'all look at this right here. When I say Mr. Mutombo getting snatched up and packed up, his ass getting snatched up and packed up as well. Did you see this story right here? How many of y'all seen this right here? Watch this African man who thought he was going to come on over here and be a corrections officer. Yep, and was probably arresting Black folks and was probably saying all these things, stay away from the Akata, stay away from the Akata. Yeah, you thought you was going to come over here and be a correctional officer and come down on Black Americans. Now, I want everybody to see how it turned out for him.
Well, we were waiting for when the dark-skinned or immigrants were going to be arrested, and they started with the African from Congo, Mr. Maladu Wamba. And he worked as a correctional officer for the sheriff department in Cumberland County, Oregon. He was wearing his uniform on his way to work when they arrested him. This might be shocking to Africans. I'm in the Atlanta area, and let's be clear, and we don't like to say it, but let's just say it. Africans, most of them prefer a proximity to whiteness. They do not like Black Americans, and I'm sorry, but it just is what it is.
Damn. Ain't that what Black Alpha been saying for 5 years, family? Immigration is about proximity. All of your tether secrets are out on the table. All of your tether skeletons are out of the closet. The world knows you love white folks. The world knows you love Zaddy. The world knows you want to get a date with Karen. And now the world knows that you got to hold your own nuts and you're going home.
They do not like Black Americans, and I'm sorry, but it just is what it is. So this is going to shock a lot of Africans because they think that it wasn't going to apply to them. I also say this because there was recently a video come out. If you follow Tabitha Speaking Politics, you will know that Nigerians school their Africans on how to come to America, stay away from Black Americans, and get close to whiteness. Now, he was a firefighter in Congo and was tortured and came here seeking asylum with him and his family.
Living with fear because I don't know what is going to happen. I have legal work permit, I have a legal social security, and I was working. I was tortured. If I go back to my country, I think I will end up in either jail or I will lose my life. That is my big fear.
The sheriff's department where he worked for as a correctional officer stated that all of his proper documentation, everything was in order. He had a social security card. He had a valid work permit, but his visa has expired. And his attorney said many immigrants think that they're okay by letting their visa expire once they get a valid work permit, which is not true. When they picked him up, they said, you overstayed your visa. Also, there's been no communication between ICE and their agency about him. He is currently being housed with all the other immigrants in that area that have been detained in New Hampshire and Stratford County. They denied him bail because they said he is a flight risk and his hearing is not until October. Now, his lawyers feel confident that he will at least be approved for asylum based on the fact that if he goes to Congo, his life is in danger. Prayers out to him and his family. And, you know, unfortunately, the Africans are in the same boat as all the rest of the illegal immigrants so far. We have the Latino community, we have Asians, and now they've moved on to Africans.
Yep. There y'all go. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you remember every single musty dusty that was calling into our spaces disrespecting us. Work hard to Akata. Now look, he thought he was going to come over here, family, and be good. He thought he was going to get him a job with a correctional facility, disrespect Black Americans, and get him a date with Karen. And look, and by the way, they said they don't even know where he at right now. He ain't got no protection. All right. What did they say his name was Wakanda? I think they said it was Ramondo Wakanda. All right. And all the Africans right now are afraid. Fam, you see them left and right. Everywhere you turn, them folks is hiding. They hiding. You had a hell of a lot to say a year ago. A year ago, we couldn't stop you from calling in all our spaces. And now you see, just like Mr. Romero, that it ain't too good in your neighborhood and your neck of the woods. Yep. And I ain't got no problems with it. Go on home, family. So he's seeing that. They're seeing that. They're all seeing it. Y'all look at this right here. Did you see today the president of, or the foreign minister of Rwanda? Look at him, fam. He was over in the White House today, copping pleas. I told y'all, all them folks that be fleeing, they copping pleas with Europeans. They went from fleeing to copping pleas with Europeans. Look at this. The prime minister of Rwanda was over there. There go J.D. Vance. There go Marco Rubio. There go Donald Trump. And look at him over there saying, I apologize. How can you help me? I help you. You help me. Because he understood that that 14th Amendment was FBA. So you weren't going to get in on that, Mr. Wakanda. Yep. You understood that FBA runs this goddamn country. So the same day that the birthright citizenship was essentially canceled, the prime minister of Rwanda, comes over here and he starts talking like this to Donald Trump. Man, they copping please, y'all.
because it's the signing of a peace agreement between Congo and Rwanda to end a conflict that has been going on for 30 years. And there has been many mediation, facilitation in the past, but none of them succeeded. And we believe that it's because of your leadership and your steadfast commitment.
Listen to him piping them. Your leadership, your hair, your aunchness, only the aunch. I love all the aunch remind me of Mango. Mango back home in the Congo in Rwanda. You, Mr. Trump, oh, I've seen some good ones before Trump, but you take the Joloff. You just a great man. Listen to him. He over there copping please, he piping him. He might as well get underneath the desk. Fam, did the prime minister of Rwanda come over here and go full Monica Lewinsky? Did he go Monica Lewinsky? Is this Monica Rwanda? Is this Rwanda Zelensky? Come on.
To this process with also a new approach of economic integration, regional economic integration, which is important to allow Rwanda and DRC working together, because this is a very rich region with cross-border trade, with the minerals, with natural wealth. So with the US standing side by side with Rwanda and DRC, we believe that we will achieve a long-time peace. And we also believe that, as my colleague from DRC stated, it's important for the United States to stay committed, because today we signed, but now we need to implement what we have signed in order to open this new era you were talking about of
kissing ass. This new era of ass kissing. Listen what he's saying. Family, did y'all just sit there and hear this man say all of our resources? Listen, he says we got all the resources. Everywhere you turn, Africans are always proposing their resources to the dominant society. He knows all that foreign aid money done dried up, and he understood that birthright citizenship and all of those immigration doors are closing fast. So he flew all the way over here to make sure that he did some kissing.
Trade with the minerals, with natural wealth. So with the US standing side by side with Rwanda and DRC, we believe that we will achieve a long-time peace. And we also believe that, as my colleague from DRC stated, it's important for the United States to stay committed, because today we signed, but now we need to implement what we have signed in order to open this new era you were talking about of prosperity, so that we can reap the economic dividend of peace. So for this economic integration framework to be implemented, it's important for the US to accompany the parties to implement what we have signed, because in the past we have signed so many agreements that were not implemented. And we are really, we believe that with your leadership, with the involvement of the United States administration, we will reach that goal. So thank you very much, Mr. President.
Well, this will happen definitely. I can reach over. Do you want to just press them over to me? Let me have them. And I just wanted to give you each. These are your signed agreements. And we'll make sure that you follow through. We'll make sure you follow through. Yeah. We'll make sure that you follow through. Okay, that's for you. And we have one other thing that we're going to give, that we give to special people only. It's a coin.
He gave him a coin! Family! He gave him a coin! He just, family? Did he just give him a coin? Did he say, here, you giving us all of your minerals, all of your resources, you just came over here and did a whole monologue about how great all the W's are, here's a coin. Here you go, Mr. Wakanda. And look at dude, he's in there taking it. Oh, I take coin. So he takes your minerals and resources, and you take his little coin. He probably got that coin out of one of them little 25-cent machines that you see at the store. He probably got one of them and said, give it to Mr. Wakanda. Family, the man just took a coin, and in essence, he's giving away all the resources over there to Africa. Fam, you cannot make this up. This is what they always doing. He reached into the desk and gave him a goddamn coin.
Special people only. It's a coin.
Thank you.
And I hope you do that. I'm going to give you a second one for your leader.
Gave him 2 coins.
Oh, thank you very much.
And likewise, we'll do that.
Family, that right there is why we say They not like us. They are nowhere near us. The African American gone. You are on your own. You over there. The diaspora wars don't exist. It's only FBA over here balling. They do the same exact things they've always been doing. That man sat there and took a coin. That right there, if you want to teach your kids, if your kids are present, okay, show your kids that right there, and then you'll see why Africa is where Africa's at. I don't want to hear about work harder. I don't want to hear about Okada. I don't want to hear about, oh, they took advantage of us. They will sell each other out for a coin. I don't want to hear about none of these different things popping up in Africa. Oh, man, Africa's coming. I don't want to talk about no goddamn pan-Africanism. That right there is a prime example of why they are in the position that they're at. They take coins. Fam, let me say this, okay? Anytime an African leader comes over here and they're talking about a peace deal and a peace agreement with the United States of America, how come you ain't making your own? Listen, family. That is the prime minister of Rwanda. He's making a peace deal with the Congo. Why the hell they have to fly all the way over here to America to do it? Why? Family, if you are making a peace agreement with your neighbor, why the hell you got to fly to another country to sign the deal? Because it's not about a peace deal between the two of them. It's basically saying we'll work together to give Zaddy our resources. That was a resources handing over agreement. It ain't got nothing to do with no peace treaty. And if it is about a peace treaty, it's basically Zaddy saying, y'all stop fighting and give me all your money. Listen, fam, they had to sign a peace agreement in an inter-Africa beef conflict feud in America? What the hell do we got to do with your conflict with Rwanda and the Congo? That has nothing to do with us, y'all. And it shows you again, all these people running around here talking about pan-Africanism and we's all's one. Hell no. He's seen that all of that stuff done came down today. And today essentially is the first major vital step in the end of the tether. The tethers, I've been saying, tethers are running out of time. And they said, we need to get on board. What you're going to see now, family, and this goes for all of these foreign countries, you're going to see the people who want to be fleers and tethers start to get in line. They're going to get some act right. This is what you're seeing. We've been giving them act right because we've been G-checking them up. Now you're going to start seeing them say, we're going to play ball. Remember all that stuff where Mexico wasn't going to go along with what Trump was saying? Notice the president over there got real quiet. They started to get in line. Canada was talking that reckless stuff too. Now you see Africa. It's going to be, you're going to be on one side or the other. That's what it's going to be. And now they're making it clear. They signed a peace deal here. No. America doesn't do peace deals in Africa. All right. America colonizes Africa. So does the Chinese and so do Russia. All right. So that is nothing more than them just coming over here and getting a token of my appreciation for you giving us everything from your nation. We ain't like them and they not like us. This is why we got rid of the term African American. I ain't no goddamn African. I am from the United States of America, certified foundational Black American. The South is our motherland. Our motherland ain't nowhere in Africa. I don't give a damn what village. I don't give a damn what country. I don't care the lingo. I don't care the language. All right. Africa is not my motherland. My motherland is right here broadcasting live from the South. Y'all look right there. Y'all see that? Certified Georgia FBA. You see it? You see it? That's what I'm about. Certified Georgia FBA. The South was where it's at. We ain't got to go to none of those places. So we delineated at the right time. And delineation is not just winning. Delineation has won. And delineation highlights that we not like them. They not like us. So they can keep their ass over there. You want tokens? Go ahead. Think about this, fam. They fighting for tokens of affection from Donald Trump. We over here standing on business for reparations from America. You see the difference between us, fam? They're going to always be on that type of energy in that time that they're on, and it ain't ever going to change it. More and more brothers and sisters been out there calling it out. Y'all look at this. When I say that we standing on business for our own, when I say we certified all the damn time, this right here is what I mean. We don't want no damn tokens. We getting reparations.
Africans have everything that they need beneath their feet and still can't get shit done. Look, for example, you got steel, you got gas, you got oil, you got metal, you got copper, you got everything it takes to make a machine that can dig in the ground and mine your own gold, but everybody else over there mining gold for you. You got everything it takes to make a motherfucking fighter plane, but you ain't got no advanced technology when it comes down to flying aircraft for your army. You don't have no aircraft carrier in the ocean, but you got everything that it takes to make a fucking aircraft fly. Y'all some lazy-minded motherfuckers, and you will never rule the world. So All them high hopes about Burkina Faso, they gonna do that. Y'all carry y'all ass over there, but don't forget that them motherfucking Africans is gonna remind your ass every day that you are not one of them. Africans.
There you go. Not one of them. And we definitely are nowhere the same. That part right there. Giving away all your resources and all your minerals and all of the above. Man, FBA ain't doing none of that. None of that. So when it comes down to who is an American and who's not an American, the lines have been drawn. And this is why, fam, the ship of pan-Africanism, the ship of we all are minorities and people of color, we hopped off of that real quick. By the way, we didn't put ourselves on that. We were placed there by these fraudulent sellout politicians, and we ruined all their careers. So everybody who's came at foundational Black Americans have gotten a very stern, rude awakening, and that's a damn good thing. So you can see now that when we say it's all wrapped up, it's all wrapped up. Donald Trump, as he was going out today and he was making things crystal clear, he put out this statement right here. I want everybody to see this, okay? He said, giant win in the United States Supreme Court. Even the birthright citizenship hoax has been indirectly hit hard. It had to do with the babies of slaves, same year, not the scamming of our immigration process. Congratulations to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Solicitor General John, whatever the hell, and the entire DOJ news conference at White House. And this is right before he gave the press conference. And in the press conference, what did he say, family? He went on and on and on, further and further and further, that this is all about the children of slaves, which is us. So you think about this, fam. The same exact time we started to say this is foundational Black Americans, we are American freedmen, and we started to stand on FBA business. This is the same exact time you've seen all of this occur. So we got on board, like I said, picture perfect timing, the right timing, and now everybody is shook and afraid, and there's nowhere to go from here other than the direction that FBA leads us. And Donald Trump put that out. The statement is crystal clear, and now everyone sees it. But Donald Trump has been saying this for quite some time, and they haven't been really wanting to allude to it or acknowledge it. It's been known that this is all about us, and everyone sees it. Y'all look at this right here. Everyone knows this wasn't the first time Donald Trump came out and he started talking about the 14th Amendment being for us. Remember, y'all, and I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it all the way honest. Donald Trump has been saying that the 14th Amendment is about the children of slaves for a long time. Today was not the first time he said it. And if you ever notice, every time he does say it, he says it 3 or 4 or 5 times. And then he puts statements in there like everyone knows it. Listen to what he just said right there on the text that I just read, on the tweet that he put out. He said the 14th Amendment hoax. And that's exactly what it's always been. It's always been a hoax. It's always been to try to fool FBA, because the liberals and the Democrats want to bring in all of these illegals to elevate them above us in their erasure process. And by Donald Trump consistently saying what he said, you ended up getting what you ended up getting today. But it wasn't the first time that he's made those statements. It's just now the time he said it after birthright citizenship was essentially canceled. Watch this.
Who's a citizen? Who isn't? Birthright citizenship. It seems to be a lot of confusion, but we're going to listen to what Trump got to say about it.
I am so happy. I think the case has been so misunderstood. That case, birthright citizenship, is about slavery. If you look at the details of it, the signings of it, everything else, that case is all about slavery. And if you view it from that standpoint, people understand it. But for some reason, the lawyers don't talk about it. The news doesn't talk about it. That's not about tourists coming in and touching a piece of sand and all of a sudden they're a citizenship. They're a citizen. That is all about slavery. And even look at the dates on which it was signed. It was right at that era, right after the Civil War. And if you look at it that way, the case is an easy case to win.
The case is an easy case to win. Listen to how many times he keeps alluding to it, fam. Notice you don't never see this from the Democrats at all. He keeps saying it, and then he's saying, yo, this is simple math. It's all about us. Look at the dates, okay? This is clear who it's about. This was not the first time Donald Trump has mentioned this. He has consistently said this time and time again.
It's all about slavery. And even look at the dates on which it was signed. It was right at that era, right after the Civil War. And if you look at it that way, the case is an easy case to win. And I hope the lawyers talk about birthright citizenship and slavery, because that's what it was all about. And it was a very positive, it was meant to be positive. And they use it now instead, not for slavery, they use it for people that come into our country and they walk in and all of a sudden they become citizens and they pay a lot of money to different cartels and others. It's all about slavery. And if you look at it that way, we should win that case.
And guess what? The case was essentially won today. That was weeks ago. Matter of fact, that was a few months ago, if not mistaken, on top of when he said it the previous time. So you can see right then and there, family, who it's always been about. And I salute the family because we have been the main ones out here letting the world know it. Everything that you end up hearing him say, it would not exist if foundational Black Americans weren't standing on business together and on code together. So shout out to us. It's always been about us, family. We have been representing our true selves. This renaissance of owning our greatness as foundational Black Americans, I told everyone it was going to sweep the country, and now it's swept the world. This is very, very clear. Whenever you're in an erasure and people are trying to consistently steal your identity and steal your culture, you have to stand on this type of business. So when the president of the United States, he ends up regurgitating statements in which we have already presented, that is only furthering let everyone know. Everything from the ICE protest to the 14th Amendment to the end of birthright citizenship, what that has done is that has made it clear that foundational Black Americans are the Americans. They never wanted us to be the Americans. That's what they don't want. All right. You're not supposed to have us out here standing on patriotism. They wanted us to stand on pan-Africanism. They wanted us to stand on minority and the Black and Brown coalition. We're the only people who are supposed to be associated with all of these one-sided groups. And we've taken all those one-sided groups and we got them the hell up out the goddamn paint. Now it's FBA certified freedmen. You get this done, now you get reparations. Let me make this clear, y'all. Reparations has gotten a matter of fact, let me make this even more clear, fam. Let me not get ahead of myself. Reparations has became absolutely clear now because we've removed all of these other people out the way. You get your words together, your verbiage together, your act together, you get your statements together and you function properly, reparations is going. The 14th Amendment being solidified by canceling birthright citizenship, that put us on a path of reparations. Reparations got even more clear today. All right, I'm going to say that. Reparations has become very, very clear today, and it's became another level. We've taken the reparations step to a higher plane. It's no longer us explaining ourselves and saying we're owed this. The whole world knows that. It's no longer us having debates. Damn that. Reparations today has had a massive effect based on what occurred with the Supreme Court because identity has been sealed. Our identity is clear. No one can try to come up with anything to try to stop us. And that's why we're out here. That's why they're following suit. That's why everybody's having a hell of a time accepting it. Reparations is ours, y'all. Reparations is ours, and foundational Black Americans are about to collect. You talk about the Democratic Party getting canceled, that was one step. But this right here, certified foundational Black Americans, letting it be known, it's on. Because think about this, you guys. With immigrants coming over here and trying to take their citizenship by having a baby in a goddamn hotel, because remember, a lot of times these people were having babies in a hotel when they were 2 weeks away from presidency. 2 weeks away from residency here. I seen, no lie, in Texas, when I was down in Texas, I seen pregnant women who never came to America cross the border, and it looks like they're about to have a baby in a week. They would cross the border and have that baby, and that baby would be seen as an American citizen. Now, with that done, it had a ripple effect that Donald Trump is speaking of here, where he's saying, oh, this is all about American slaves. This is what it's all about. So in essence, fam, they did us all a solid. They did us a solid. You did us a solid by coming over here and making birthright citizenship an issue. You did us a solid by over here trying to take and hijack the 14th Amendment, because all that did was made it more clear that the 14th Amendment was for us. That's as simple as that. So by them trying to say, no, it belongs to us, all that did was made it a conversation. It made it a talking point. And now it's been crystal clear and it's been said, family, we about that business, we about that life. And since we are about that business, about that life, oh, they having breakdowns. Fam, the tethers are out here crying. And when I say they're out here crying, fam, I literally, truly mean it. Y'all watch this right here. When I say that the same people who are used to getting things for free from us are waking up today and they're afraid, knowing that goddamn well it ain't going to happen, this is what I mean. Watch this.
Donald Trump just said this about birthright citizenship.
Ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation.
What? Like, seriously? Then why doesn't the Constitution say only for slaves? Using this logic, when the Second Amendment was signed...
It says that because we were here and you weren't here. See, this is another thing that they done did a solid. All of this talk of, well, how come it doesn't say only for slaves? Because we knew who the hell occupied this country. Your people were nowhere to be found. Your people were not here. See, this whole conversation about the 14th Amendment and this whole conversation about birthright citizenship, it has highlighted who was actually in America and who wasn't. This house had occupants and they weren't Mexicans because you were in Mexico. I be damned. You just told on yourself.
Constitutions say only for slaves. Using this logic, when the Second Amendment was signed, muskets were only around. So does that mean that we can ban all guns except for muskets? I think we should go for it.
I am laughing my ass off right now, bro. This guy is on TV, and I'm talking about the President of the United States of America, is telling people that it was only meant, birthright citizenship it is, was only meant for the children of slaves. You're talking about, so all of y'all, that parents that came over here and had y'all, and you're Republican, okay, and you voted for this guy. All of you guys that were naturalized citizens that had your kids here, he's saying that they not citizens anymore. That you
Nope. What you mean he said? That's what he said. That's what the Supreme Court says, fam. You see, it's a hell of a pill to swallow. Look at him, still worried about FBA. It's a wrap. It's a whole damn wrap. All of that done got reversed, and now it ain't gonna work no more. Fam, they are in disarray. What do you mean? They said. No, that's what the whole government done said. So y'all gonna have to go on back. Dump that on the Republicans, I dare you. But guess what? You still gonna have to deal with it.
motherfuckers can't vote anymore. That's what he's telling you.
Sorry, y'all. I had to shake it off because they are one step closer to removing birthright citizenship here in the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of this fool, Trump, to go ahead and restrict judges and blocking his executive orders.
I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I am disgusted with this fucking world right now. How are you guys trying to end birthright citizenship? Like it is literally a part of the fucking Constitution.
So I don't know if y'all saw the recent Supreme Court ruling. I'm sorry, I'm trying to cry. But they sided with the Trump administration on nationwide injunctions, which was what was preventing birthright citizenship, which was preventing Trump's birthright citizenship executive order from going in effect. And so essentially it's a 30-day pause before whatever guidance they put out will go in effect, which essentially means that you can't do a nationwide injunction to curtail some of his executive orders, which essentially means that it puts 250,000 children. It puts 250,000 children in limbo. And we know that they don't want to stop there. They've already been trying to position to put U.S. citizens in foreign jails, which we know a lot of that will be Black and brown people. And
oh, that's done. Nice try. You better come up with something else. You ain't got the memo yet, homegirl. You ain't got the memo. That ain't working. That ain't work. It never worked. It ain't gonna work. She's still trying to run with that. The Black and brown, and they gonna get Black folks. Shit. The Black and brown no religion done. Nah, ain't nobody on that. It's a wrap. Y'all see these tethers crying? Y'all see these tethers crying? Literally, I told y'all the tethers was crying. I told you the tethers was having breakdowns and meltdowns. She's over here crying. This is what happened when we all woke up to the news today that birthright citizenship has essentially been canceled, meaning you cannot just come here to the United States of America and drop off an anchor baby. All right? This is what we meant. And how we were smiling, y'all, look how they was crying.
Court basically said that they can rewrite the Constitution unilaterally. So it seems the only way to protect yourself or your child, and like I'm trying not to cry, but as a mom, it's hard to imagine you not knowing if your child.
No, you're not crying as a mom. You're crying as a tether. Family, this is a tether right here. This woman is a tether. Didn't y'all tell me that tethers love to hide their foreheads? I believe y'all was saying that, fam. Okay? Y'all was telling me that. Can I get some hell yes in the chat if that is a fact? If that's a fact, let me get a hell yeah in the chat. Because y'all was telling me that them tethers love hiding them foreheads. They be coming up with all elaborate ways. They be having them goddamn bizangs. They be having them head wraps, them bandanas, every single thing that they can put up to hide them foreheads. So this is a tether, everybody. This is why she's so upset. She's not saying this as a mom. You're not a mommy. You're a tether. and you're upset because this affects you and your little anchor baby kid, and you're not going to be able to stay here in my country and mooch off of foundational Black Americans. Okay, so I see y'all. Absolutely, fam. I appreciate that. So this is a tether right here who's trying to hide her forehead because she understands that she can hide her forehead, but she can't hide from ICE and everything that's nice.
It's the only way to protect yourself or your child. And like, I'm trying not to cry, but as a mom, it's hard to imagine you not knowing if your child is safe. Citizenship is like the bedrock of the Constitution. If you're born on the land of the United States of America, you're a citizen. So for the court to put out this order and then not even comment on the merits, which essentially puts all us in limbo, it takes years to get to the Supreme.
All of us in limbo? Y'all see, hey, she done had a tether leak. She done tether glitched. She said, all of us. Notice that she's not saying she a tether, but she just said it right there. It puts all of us in limbo. She talking about her. She thought she was going to come over here and meet Justin Timberlake and have a little anchor baby and drop it off here. That's what it was. Everybody today woke up and had to swallow the pill that you can no longer steal from the country that we built. That's why we were smiling and they were crying. And they was having all types of social media meltdowns because Donald Trump just ended birthright citizenship.
On the merits, which essentially puts all us in limbo. It takes years to get to the Supreme Court. That means you can be a citizen in California, but you might not be a citizen in Texas. And we've already seen them use the National Guard to go and usurp the governor of California.
She couldn't even get that out, fam. She said the National Guard. Look, she can't even talk.
In Texas. And we've already seen them use the National Guard to go and usurp the governor of California. And the courts have already ruled in that situation that they have the ability to usurp the governor and use the National Guard if they feel like it. And we all read that executive order where he wants to do that. So you could essentially have ICE agents going into hospitals and ripping children from their mom. Where does that stop?
Donald Trump just...
I'm going to tell you where it stopped. It stopped today. Guess what else stopped today, family? The scam has stopped today. The freeloading has stopped today. The TPS, the Tether Protection Services, have stopped today. No longer will you get FBA welfare. No longer will you get FBA assistance. And you've all been cut off of your FBA EBT cards because you came over here to the United States, typically unlawfully. And then when you get here, you try to mooch off of what my ancestors created. So me and all of my ancestors and all my brothers and sisters, and apparently Donald Trump, and apparently the Supreme Court have all said, bye, nice out, peace out, go. And now you have to deal with the reality that you have been coming over here and the mooching is over, fam. You've seen these spoiled people have to deal with the fact that they've been mooching off of us for quite some time. And I don't want to hear about no babies being ripped from their parents. I don't care about none of that. I don't want to hear about cages and how it's so mean. I don't want to hear about none of that either. Because, family, how long have they been doing that against Black Americans? Has anybody ever came to our defense when all of these different agencies will target our kids? Do they say anything about the preschool to prison pipeline? Yeah. See, what they thought is that they were going to get some type of sympathy talking about the kids and the babies, and they're taking them away. These are anchor babies. You worry about babies from your homeland. See, if you was building your own homeland, you wouldn't have to worry about coming here. They've never gave a damn about what we got going on. Never have they. So, family, let me show you guys this right here. Shout out right here to the family. Look at this. You want to see about babies being treated unfair? Child Protective Services is being weaponized against our Black patients. Whoa! Did you hear anybody come out, family? Ever say anything about this right here? Have you seen any of these people talking about Mr. and Mrs. Julio, who ain't got no Mr. and Mrs. reason to be here in my goddamn country? Nobody's ever came out and said this about us. Nobody. What about when they were dumping all of those poisons into our communities? Did anybody come out then? No. And these studies and these statements and these words have always been out here, and nobody said a damn thing. So no, you're going to have to hold your own tether NUTs when you leave, okay? That's what you're going to have to do. Somebody in there said toddler tethers. Yeah, take your toddler tether and get the hell up out of here, because that's been going on with Black Americans for eons. And we've all been watching it, and we understand the way the whole anchor baby system works. Check this out, fam. Let me put this in here right now for the family. And while we in here right now, I need everybody smash that like button right now. We in here 2.7 thousand deep. You are rocking with the Black Alpha Network, certified Black society, home of Black empowerment and the voice of Black empowerment. I see you. I see you. I see you. Smash that like button while we in here super cooking. Look at this though, fam. It's not just that. They are in for another rude awakening. And I'm going to tell you another thing, because they've been coming over here and they have been utilizing programs that are destined and designed for FBA. I'm telling you, in every aspect, these people have been mooching off of what we have created. So we don't give a damn. Let me say this. FBA don't give a damn. FBA don't care. We ain't hoping. We ain't coping. We ain't wishing. We ain't pleading. We ain't begging. Take your ass home. Goodbye. I don't want to see you turn around. I don't want to see no nightly news specials. I don't want to see no feed the goddamn kids. All of y'all can go. What you said in the chat, them tether toddlers can bounce. Them anchor babies can split, and you can take your parents with you. Just like Tom Homan said, he said, we'll send them all home at the same time. You've been warned, because this is the country that we created, and your disrespectful ways are now coming back to bite you. Your disrespect towards us is coming back to bite you. We did everything for these people. We helped build these people's countries. We put our life on the line to go to your country and fight for you. And the only thing you did was come over here and disrespect foundational Black Americans. Now, the dominant society will run up on you and harm you, and what do? You'll shake his hand, forgive him, and ask for a date. We ain't never did nothing to these people, so therefore we don't have nothing for these people. You can go ahead and go home. Shout out to ICE, shout out to Tom Homan, shout out to Donald Trump, shout out to the Supreme Court, because you did your damn duty of Xing birthright citizenship belonging to these people when it was really for us. Birthright citizenship is just the last thing that you thought you was going to steal. You woke up today and found out you can't get reparations from FBA, you can't get historical achievements from FBA, and now you can't get citizenship from FBA. You've been cut off, and you've been cut off on two sides. You got Donald Trump and his administration who did it the legal way, and you got foundational Black Americans who did it the certified way. And when I say these people been out here talking real reckless out here in these Striz Needs, fam, look at this right here. I put this together for the family to see. They all come over here and they all team up. They all team up, fam. Oh yeah. Tethers of a feathers will flocks togethers. Yes, the hell they will. I want y'all to see this video of some guy, and all he does is put together videos. But I want you to notice, when they talk about unity, it's FBA, 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 right? But then I want y'all to notice, when they talk about stealing things, it's African and Caribbean. Yeah. Notice, fam, all the things that they apply to us, they don't apply to each other. You don't hear Africans scolding Jamaicans about pan-Africanism. You don't hear Africans scolding Haitians about pan-Africanism. No, they only come over here and try to steal from us. You don't hear Africans taking credit for 1804. No, everything they do is always about us. Haitians, Jamaicans, and Africans, and you can even add Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and Venezuelans. They all team up whenever it's coming after FBA. What do you see about this video, fam? And notice that they always stick together.
My African brothers, my African Caribbean brothers, and my Afro-Latino brothers. So my African, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latino brothers and sisters and cousins. Not in the perfect lighting, but let's face this, brothers. You know, African migrant brothers, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latino. There's something that's different from where we come from when we move here. My African, Caribbean, and Afro-Latino community. I once again come to you with like more information. My African migrants, my Afro-Caribbean migrants, my Afro-Latino migrants, greetings. This content is for you. Everyone else. So my people, you know, the Black migrants of the world. Yeah, folks. Another thing now, I'm here. First, greetings. Greetings to my Africans, African migrants, Afro-Caribbean migrants. So, my African migrants, my Caribbean migrants, and my Afro-Latino migrants. my African, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latino brothers, welcome. So my African, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latino migrant group.
Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latino migrants. Notice when they making little videos, it's all about them. Now, I promise you, if you start talking about reparations, he be in there talking about some, and my FBAs, and my Black American friends, all of my FBA brothers and sisters. Yeah, I want y'all to notice. Real clear. Soon as he starts making these little videos, it's just Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Africans, and Afro-Latinos. They left FBA all the way out. Good, that's fine. We got you. We checkmate. You left FBA out. But guess what? Don't be mad when we leave your ass out of reparations, of tangibles, or anything that belongs to us. When we start talking about lineage, heritage, and culture, your ass outside. These people will show you two different faces. It's Afro-Latinos, Afro-Caribbeans, all brothers under the sun. But as soon as we start saying we are brothers and sisters under the sun, then it becomes a dreaded thing. How come these people can be in their own little box in their own little time? As soon as we do that, you start to see the tether tears. They start crying. They start getting upset. FBA is only doing what everyone else has already done. We just doing it better than all of them because we are better. And I said it, fam. Foundational Black Americans. And nobody believes me. Let's look at the receipts. You put their receipts on the table, I will show you our receipts. What's theirs? Colonization, one-hit wonders, tokens from Trump to Rwanda, tokens to the Congo. Family, we out here getting that paper. We out here balling, and the world wants to be us. Our citizenship is our royal flush, and everybody wants to be an American. That's what it's all about. And we are the people who built America. We are special. We are divine. We are excellent in all of that. And this is why these people are over there. So delineation, separation, regulation, reparations, and deportations on top of that. That's got everything in flux. That's got us moving. That's got us winning. And I'm loving the energy right now for my brothers and sisters because nobody out here is falling for the okie doke. Notice this too, fam. Soon as he starts saying that, I want y'all to notice. Notice that it was African. It was Afro-Latinos. And I want you to see what he says here. African migrants facing xenophobia in America. Oh, so soon as he does finally bring up America, he's got to bring up us being the villains and being mean to him. Because you know, they can't spell xenophobia. And they never started saying xenophobia until we started saying tether. When we said tether, they said it's xenophobia. And now you see it's Afro this, Afro that, Afro Latino. But soon as he says America, he's got to talk bad about us.
Again, this is something that we deserve to have a conversation about. There's xenophobia that has been happening in the United States that has already been translated into us being disrespectful. We've been facing a lot of xenophobia, and it's real. I've seen it in the comments. It's not like something I'm dragging. I've seen it in my personal life, and I continue seeing it as on this platform as I arouse and kind of provoke, meaningful conversations about what it means to be African migrant. And therefore, the rebirth has always been that we should go back home or we should return, that we are not from here, which I consider it to be a balderdash because migration has existed, and we are the only race, that's been facing all that. Reminder that go back where you came from. Everyone else is never telling the people who look like them. The Europeans never tell new migrants from Sweden to go back where they came from when they are.
Stop. Listen what he said, y'all. Listen what he said. He said, we're the only race that tells each other to go back home. Now we're all one race. Just a minute ago, we weren't all one race. Fam, now we're all one race. Was we all one race right here?
African brothers, my African Caribbean brothers, and my Afro-Latino brothers. So my African, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latino brothers and sisters and cousins. Not in the perfect lighting, but let's face this, brothers. African migrant brothers, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latino. There's something that's different from where we come from when we move here.
No, See, fam, you see how quick he just flip-flopped. It was Afro-Latino, Afro-Caribbean, didn't mention Black Americans. And now, when he wants to start talking about xenophobia, then it turns into we're the only race who tells each other to leave. The European never tells that to the other European. Now he wants to include us when it's negative. The same way they only want to wave their flag when they win something, but any other time when they rob a store, they want to be Black Americans. The days of flip-flopping are over. The days of playing tether hopscotch are over. You ain't gonna hop from tether, hop to tether, and then hop on FBA. Hell no. You gonna try to hop and your ass gonna flop. That's exactly. You gonna flop here like you flopped in your homeland. You ain't gonna be stealing FBA when you choose, family. We have delineated, separated, gatekeep, and now we checking these people.
Go back where you came from. Everyone else is never telling the people who look like them. The Europeans never tell new migrants from Sweden to go back where they came from when they have an opinion. Schwarzenegger, Arnold became the governor of California, right? He was a migrant like us, first generation migrant. And even when he criticized the government, he criticized the nation, and even stood, they never told him to go.
He just said Arnold Schwarzenegger was a migrant, and they didn't tell him to leave. Listen to him telling, oh, those Black Americans being so mean to me. Those Black Americans, they don't do like Arnold Schwarzenegger. White folks didn't tell Arnold Schwarzenegger to go. Why do you tell this to me? No, remember, you Afro-Caribbean, Afro-African, Afro-Latino. And you're trying to hide your Freedmen forehead with that bandana. And by the way, put that damn bandana in the washing machine because it looks like you've been throwing it in dirt.
He said the government, he criticized the nation, and even stood. They never told him to go where it come from. But as Black people, we are the one who gets to be told that we should go where we come from. As if it's an insult.
As Black people. Now it's Black people, y'all. As Black people. It was never as Black people with anything he said before until he starts criticizing us.
We should go where we come from. As if it's an insult. It's not an insult, but the only thing we're doing, we're ambassadors of our nation. We are ambassadors. We're representing our people here. And we're representing the cultures. We're also diversifying the United States culture. And we like it here too. And the country also like us. So if
no, you ain't diversifying nothing. What you doing is you mooching. That's what the hell you doing. I want y'all to notice that. That right there is a prime example of what we're talking about. Yeah, he got on that bushmeat bandana. You better take that bushmeat bandana and get the hell up out of here. We know what y'all been doing. Y'all been coming over here, and it's been everybody other than Black Americans. We've been noticing that all these people throughout the diaspora, all the hell they do is team up on FBA. The criticisms and the insults and the heckling that they use towards us, they don't use towards each other. They all team up because they all want a piece of the pie from what we created. And we've been knocking them all down one by one. It don't matter. I don't care where you come from. All right. Your bush meat, your meat bush, or whatever the hell you got. You cannot come over here with foundational Black Americans and play that game with us. And also notice, fam, do y'all see how he charged us with xenophobia? I want y'all to listen to that. He started saying Europeans don't say that to each other. Did he not just see the whole Elon Musk, Donald Trump situation? Did he not see that? Did he not see Jethro and Billy Bob saying that those South Africans don't need to come here? Did he see that? No, he didn't see that because they always miss it. But let me make this clear, and I always said this. The number one assailant who harms, tethers, and fleers is the dominant society. Yeah, Mayo Brad is your problem. Mayo Brad does not want you here more than we don't want you here. Foundational Black Americans, we ain't got no problem if you come over here and you get on code and you don't consistently try to undercut us. We ain't got no problem with you. Mayo Brad don't like your ass soon as you cross that damn border. Notice that whenever there's a situation with these people, they never say nothing about W's. Let's talk about Jackie Chan. Y'all remember when Jackie Chan was running around here saying, Black Americans, they harmed us. Remember when Lucy Liu said, they harmed us. Joe Biden, can you write us a hate crime bill? Y'all remember that, right? And as they were saying that about us, you seen people going into massage parlors and wiping them all out. And then they got up and they said, Black people did it. That's what they always do to us, fam. Whenever Brad, Chad, Karen, or Ken harms them, they blame us for it. You notice that? So he want to talk about a xenophobia. Notice you never hear the tethers talking about a xenophobia coming from Chad or Brad. Chad or Brad could say, leave my goddamn country right now. What you think the MAGA rallies are? What you think them anti-immigration policies, anti-immigration riots and rallies are about? They're about you, Mr. Mutombo. But you, Mr. Mutombo, too worried about us because you want to be next to Zaddy. You have a love and an affection for Zaddy, and you have hate, jealousy, spite, and vitriol for us. The dominant society always comes after them. Fam, isn't it funny on one hand? Check me out. I'm about to rock. Y'all check this out. Point proven. Incoming receipt. Isn't it funny that they always tell us Donald Trump is so racist, MAGA's so racist, They're going to deport everybody. They're going to harm everybody. And ICE is out here rounding up all of the immigrants. That's what they tell us. But it's funny because all of those immigrants are always giving a pass to Donald Trump and blaming us. How on one hand could it be y'all tell us Donald Trump is so evil, MAGA's so evil, and they hate immigrants, but on the other hand, you say FBA is being xenophobic. The same people that you say is your problem, you don't say is your problem when you start blaming foundational Black Americans. I have exorcised the demons. They know what it is. They know what time it is. Immigration is about proximity to the dominant society. You want to come over here and you love Karen and Ken, and you watch them in your little village, and you got one goddamn finger on the antenna, and you got your foot in the air. All right, you got a little stick. Hopefully you get struck by a lightning bolt and generate some energy into your little goddamn TV in your village, and you're pounding on it, and the zebra walks by, and then you see a little commercial with a little W woman, all right, with blonde hair, and then you say, ooh, this is what I want. And then the next morning you wake up and you pack all of your little bush meat briefcases, and then you leave, and then you come over here, and then you try to go get a date with them. And then you get mad at us because when they come here to America, and I'm talking about all of them, all the people he just named, Afro-Latinos, regular Latinos, Africans, W's, and Black, all of the people who come here to the United States of America, they don't like us because we don't give a damn about males. See, they say, how the hell can Black Americans live there and not care about Brad, Chad, Karen, and Ken? Family, let me ask you guys a question since I have you guys all in here. Okay, we are family. I got all my certifieds with me. It's about to be the 4th of July coming up. And you know, foundational Black Americans, we do our own thing on the 4th of July. It ain't got nothing to do with what they doing. Y'all gonna have some cookouts and some barbecues, maybe even some family reunions, okay? A couple birthday parties coming up. Are y'all gonna invite Mayos and Miracle Whips to your parties and cookouts and get-togethers? Is Brad, Chad, and Karen and Ken going to come to any of your guys' cookouts on the 4th of July? Or are you going to have a cookout and not give a damn about Chad, Brad, Karen, Ken, Becky, Rebecca, Ramona, or any of their asses? I got a good suspicion that y'all don't give a damn. And I guarantee you, not Neb Mayo is going to cross over to any of y'all barbecues or any of y'all cookouts, because you're going to have a great FBA time with great FBA people and want a goddamn Mayo be in sight. That's how we operate. And when they get here to America, they see how we stand on FBA time. That's FBA in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and then we go to bed FBA, and then we wake up the next day and do it again. Hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. They don't like the fact, family, that we got love amongst ourselves. We put our energy amongst ourselves. We cherish each other. We don't cherish none of these other folks. We don't cherish the Mayo community. We keep this thing FBA. Our independence makes everybody upset, because they know if they lived that next to Chad, Brad, Karen, or Ken, they would have them over there and they'd be cooking them up some mud pies. They say, I make a nice mud pie for you. Do you want my mud pie? That's what they would be saying. Foundational Black Americans having proximity that they want and not giving a damn and still being FBA independent, that pisses off all of the fleers, because they know damn well if they was in the same position, they would be next to Karen and Ken. And that makes them mad. That makes them sit there and come about some xenophobia that they can't even spell. And that makes them crash out. And that makes foundational Black Americans say, we don't give a damn. Keep staying mad. And by the way, take your ass home in the process. 14th Amendment is ours. Birthright citizenship does not belong to you. That's why we don't give a damn. And when I say we don't give a damn, family, there's a lot of other things that's got these people real mad. Okay? And because they've been out here trying to recruit us. All right? All that trash talk, all of that negativity, and they just mad. Foundational Black Americans, we are America, and we stand on our American business, but we do everything to ourselves. It's Black brothers and sisters and kings and queens and goddess and gods and nieces and nephews and aunts and uncles, mamas, daddies, grandparents, all together. But we are FBA only, FBA first, FBA all day, and we don't give a damn about outsiders. So keep on trying to recruit us, and we're going to keep on laughing at your ass in the process. Did y'all see this right here? Did y'all see this video that came out? They was out here talking about Black Alliance for Just Immigration holds press conference at Leimert Park about ICE raids. Did y'all see them out there saying they coming after all the Black people? So Black Americans, can you come save us? Nope. Black Americans, can you come help us? Nope. Black Americans, can you come over here for 2 seconds? Nope. 1 second? Nope. Millisecond? Nope. Hope? Nope. Cope? Nope. Up with hope, down with dope. Watch this right here.
Anywhere. Do you want the door slammed on you?
Do you want masked men jumping out of cars to grab on you? Do you want to have no place for refuge? That is what we are experiencing right now as Black migrants and as other immigrants in this country and in this city, in this county, and in this state. When we think of Black immigrants in Los Angeles, we must remember 1 out of every 5 Black people in LA is a Black immigrant, either born outside the country or a child of Black immigrants such as myself and others. 1 out of every 5. There is no Earl's Grill without the Trinidadian mama. There is no marathon without Nipsey Hussle's dad. Right? We know we are eating Jamaican patty and we are happy. We are taking African dance class in Lamert Park. How are we doing all of this without Black immigrants? Shake your hair if it got braided by a Black immigrant. We are part and parcel of this community. You cannot terrorize a fifth of this community, 20% of this community, and think that it's not Black people's fight. You're deluding yourselves. You're bamboozled, you're hoodwinked. As our Black immigrant brother, child of Sister Louise, Malcolm X taught us, right? What we see happening with enforcement right now is just the tip of the spear of what is going to be happening with everybody. It is an expansion of the police state by surveillance. It is a normalization of disappearing and kidnapping. It is a normalization of sending people to prisons all over the world. It is a normalization of that is set up for us Black people, regardless of citizenship. And so this is the time to stand together in solidarity and in self-interest. Will you join us? Are you there?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. About ain't. I want you guys to notice they always love trying to use foundational Black American words to try to get foundational Black Americans to help non-foundational Black Americans. Nope, ain't happening. Listen to what she says, though, here, fam, and this is what really caught my attention. I want everybody to notice how they overemphasize the term Black because they use Black as a way to get a crack in the door. Watch this.
Men jumping out of cars to grab on you? Do you want to have no place for refuge?
I have a place for refuge. It's called walking down the street where I can walk by an ICE agent. Hell, might even call one. So that doesn't apply to me.
That is what we are experiencing right now as Black migrants and as other immigrants in this country and in this city, in this county, and in this.
Other immigrants. Look at this guy. You know he full goddamn tether. He's in there saying, yes, you're right. What you say? What you say? How come y'all always trying to get Black Americans to come and save you? Black Americans ain't helping you. Black Americans ain't saving you. Save your goddamn self.
When we think of Black immigrants in Los Angeles, we must remember 1 out of every 5 Black people in LA is a Black immigrant, either born outside the country or a child of Black immigrants such as myself and others.
Anchor baby. There you go, family. Whoever said it in the chat earlier, please stand up. What you call them? A toddler tether, a tether toddler. That's what we're going to have to start saying, family, right there. Anchor babies and toddler tethers. She just said it. So, oh man, this was like a few days ago. You know she mad right now. You know she mad. She got to be hot at what came out today with the end of the birthright citizenship because she just straight up told you that applies to her. There you go, fam. She is an anchor baby who has been dropped off here in America. Fam, let me tell you a few things that ended today, okay? The FLIR and the, let me say this back. The tether and the toddler and the anchors and the babies and the FLIR and the freeloaders have all ended today. But in essence, they've already ended anyway. All it was today was the stamp of it. That right there is exactly what we mean when we say that she's out there, just like they're all out there trying to steal FBA culture, even stealing our words to try to get us to go help these people. Hell no, tether fatigue, absolutely. Nothing but tether fatigue because foundational Black Americans, we ain't coming to save none of y'all. So they've been out there on this big mission of trying to get FBA to stick up for them, to fight for them, to put on capes for them, capes we do not have, we do not own, we do not want. And now they're realizing, keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Let me tell you the most important part of everything that's going on right now is that we haven't moved. Fam, we have not moved. Foundational Black Americans, we've not moved and we've not budged. It is what it is. Fam, they have still not got us to do anything. They still have not got us to get on board. They keep on trying. They keep on trying to get foundational Black Americans to rock with them. Nothing. Have we moved an inch? It was no yesterday. It's today. It's going to be no tomorrow. You can take your ass a tether nap. You can wake back to the no. It's still going to be a hell to the no. Little naps, and then you're going to find, and it's a wrap for you. That's what it is, fam. They know it. We know it. The whole goddamn world knows it. Let me show you this as well. When we talk about the Supreme Court and we talk about the way things are going on and the way that they're having to deal with it, Donald Trump and his administration have made it clear. So there is no middle ground. There is no moving around. They have to deal with this off rip right there. That is the opening for everything, and it applies to everyone. That's what's beautiful about this situation, is that they have not been able to get any form of assistance to where they can trick it and they can flip it and they can spin it. There's no spinning this. This is crystal clear. FBA, like we said, family, foundational Black Americans, we made it clear. It's no all the way across the board. This generation has made it clear. We have delineated, we ain't helping you. We have separated, we ain't helping you. We getting reparations, you can't have none. And we standing on business 24/7, 365. And this is how brothers and sisters really feel about what's going on. You heard all of that tether, toddler, anchor baby talk? Let me show you what brothers and sisters are saying out in the streets. I don't know, dude, but dude, you was spitting on this one. Watch this.
Foundational Black Americans, FBAs, have always fought systematic racism, white supremacy, so much so that our middle name should be resistant to other groups of people. I really can't say the same for, even if you got melanated skin. Take into account, for example, Sauce Walker, who is melanated, he's a melanated tether, his peoples comes from, Honduras. He got up here, and sat out there and, co-signed and endorsed Mexican OT's use of the N-word, in which Mexican OT said, yeah, I could say the N-word and what, and this isn't something, we in foundational Black American society let fly in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We view, non-Black people using that N-word as disrespect to us and our ancestors, so, this is why delineation is so important too, because, cats like this Sauce Walker, who, is melanated on the surface, but he ain't of our lineage, which means he don't share that same resistance and fighting spirit as us foundational Black Americans. He'll get out here and make, these, foolish statements, and people, on the outside looking in, I think that speaks for the magnitude of all Black society. This is why delineation is important, because Sauce Walker ain't nothing but a fleeing, Honduras tether, and him and this OT, Mexican OT, they share one important thing in common. That's in all actuality that the both of them ain't nothing but, fleeing tethers. When the going gets tough, all of they know in their mind, their default programming that they go into is fleeing in all actuality. So they don't share the same resilient spirit as us foundational Black Americans fighting injustice and oppression, without letting our foot up off the gas pedal. Because truth be told, we as foundational Black Americans are the only group of people that fought systematic racism, white supremacy, without letting up. You other groups of people, you looking for some kind of perceived benefits from the dominant white society. You ain't looking to fight no racism, white supremacy, and injustice. And Sauce Walker, he ain't nothing but a tether, which means he don't speak for foundational Black American society. Y'all non-Black people can get out here and play stupid if you want, throwing around that N-word like that, but let you get around a real FBA brother or sister who really stands on business. This won't be tolerated, and there'll be grave consequences to pay. You will receive a chastisement. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace. Foundational.
Did it go? Checkmate. Love that right there. Good point. These people have a default program of running. And let me say this as well. When they talk about how Black Americans, we say, tell them to go home and all that. You know why? Because when people come here from Italy or they come here from Germany, they assemble smoothly with the dominant white society. It's only with us do people want to come over here and say, I'm Black. Let me use my skin to get in. They come over here and undercut us. You are victims of your own creation. You did this to yourself. If you don't like getting G-checked and you don't like getting regulated, you don't like getting put in your place, then what you need to do is be quiet, go to work, have some bush meat, a mud pie, and sit down. And then stay the hell out of our way. See, everybody else, when these people come over here, they understand where to go and what not to do. Italians don't come over here trying to undercut white Americans. Every single person with melanin comes over here and they stay trying to undercut foundational Black Americans because they've been signing that little contract. And I've been talking about that contract for eons, fam. What is that contract? That contract is nothing more than the tether contract, and all tethers sign it. And what it is that you will come over here, you will disrespect foundational Black Americans, and you will expect to get some type of brownie points. There's a brownie point system for everybody who comes over here and disrespects foundations. All right. It's a brownie point system. This is why everybody comes here to this country. They try to steal and try to mooch off of us. And then they get mad when we call them out in the process. You will not call us out. You will get your ass in line or you will get checked. And now you're going to be checking that deportation and checking your ass on the plane and heading back to where you come from. That's what it is. So another thing that we've done, family, as we sit here and break down all of these victories and we sit here and bask in our glory and we let the whole world know that what we said yesterday has came true today and tomorrow is going to be even more important and special. Check this out. The melanated immigrant, as this brother right there was just saying, these people do not talk for us. They don't talk for us. And there's this thing where these melanated immigrants come over here and they try to say, well, I'm Black American. No, the hell you not. Well, I speak for the lineage. See, if you don't say nothing, they won't say nothing. They come over here and they try to perpetrate and pretend that they are representing foundational Black American excellence. They try to perpetrate and pretend that they're speaking on behalf of our ancestors. You got to be a shameless, spineless person to come over to a country and pretend that you're a part of a lineage and the offspring that you're not. You're not talking about foundational Black Americans when you talk in that talk. You're talking about the Congo, Senegal, you're talking about Haiti, you're talking about Jamaica, but you can't be talking about here because you weren't around. We're going to bring it all the way back to who was here and who wasn't. They weren't here, we were. These people were nowhere to be found. Remember, the majority of these people didn't come into the country until the 70s and the 80s. Really, in the 90s is when there's an influx. So if you came in so goddamn late, then you ain't got nothing to say about anything that we're doing. And they don't like the fact that whatever lie they come up with, we've identified it, we checked it on site, and now their asses got to go. That's what we're talking about. And everybody was always saying things like, Donald Trump and mass deportations were going to play an effect, but what we had to do is start coming after these companies. Family, another thing just dropped down the pike today. Now they're going after these companies that hire these people. Every single avenue of these people coming into the country, those doors are being closed. You name it, it's happening. Check this out right here, family. It has been seen today now that they're saying, if you're out here hiring these illegals, then guess what the hell's going to end up happening to you? Your ass is going to end up getting into some real trouble. So no longer can these people come and be funded by all of these different job people who don't hire us. Now they got to deal with what we've been saying the whole time. Watch this one.
Just to clarify this, our number one concern is violent criminals. And part of the ways that we find these violent criminals is through these worksite enforcement actions. That very much is the cornerstone of our operations. Actually, most recently in Los Angeles, we had an operation where we did locate multiple drug traffickers. We're finding that these worksite enforcements oftentimes find human traffickers, labor traffickers, or otherwise exploiting these migrants for cheap labor, unsafe working conditions. So those are not on pause. Those will continue.
So we do know that undocumented workers make up somewhere between 4 and 5% of our entire nation's workforce. If these business leaders express concern about their businesses being impacted, are you saying there will not be a change to that policy?
I'm saying that in the last 100 days under this administration, 75% of those immigrants that we've arrested, those illegal immigrants that we've arrested, have had prior criminal convictions. So these are not necessarily innocent individuals, that they not only are in this country illegally, but they also have crimes that they've committed.
I want to ask you about that number more deeply.
Look at that right there, family. Watch this point.
Times find human traffickers, labor traffickers, or otherwise exploiting these migrants for cheap labor, unsafe working conditions. So those are not on pause. Those will continue.
Labor right there is what we've been saying. That's what they don't want. They can no longer hide.
Working conditions. So those are not on pause. Those will oftentimes find human traffickers, labor traffickers, or otherwise exploiting.
Labor traffickers. I promise you, that will be a term that you start to see in far more circulation as time goes by. That's what we're going to start calling these people who hire these individuals illegally. These are labor traffickers. So as you have human trafficking, you also have labor trafficking. And this is why now we're out here watching these people and saying, okay, who's hiring you? And that's what they've been hiding from the whole time. And this is where you're going to really see some issues from the dominant society. You're going to see the ones who feel that it's better to hire these people on the low. And then you're going to see the ones who say, no, wait a minute, that ain't good. Because if you're going to truly stop what's going on with all of these people coming to the United States of America and entering unlawfully, you have to start with those individuals who hire them. And that's what we have been highlighting across the board. So watch the term labor trafficker. You're going to see it right there. That's the start of it. And it's going to go on, and it's going to go on fast, fam. A lot of these moving parts are going on fast, and we're watching them go on fast because, fam, we've been on the front line of every goddamn thing that we've been seeing, we've been showing, and everybody's been witnessing. It gets very clear when you start looking at the condition of what's going on in the United States of America. It becomes crystal clear the fact that we, as certified foundational Black Americans, not only are we in full control and we're dominating in a particular fashion in which nobody can really understand. They've never seen Black Americans win like this before. You've seen Black Americans before, but man, you've never seen us like this. You've never seen us calling shots. You've never seen us having conversations with each other, calling things out before they happen. You've never seen the president of the United States echoing sentiments in which we've expressed. You've never seen this before, family. This has never been done before. This has never been seen before, and it's all brand new. And one of the reasons why a lot of people are calling out these anchor babies, y'all, is because the anchor baby, there seems to be this pattern that we all see with these anchor babies. And what it is, fam, have y'all noticed, and let me ask y'all this question. Have y'all noticed that 9 times out of 10, when you see somebody getting deported, they always show you a video about the deportation and the wife is always pregnant? Y'all noticed that before? Have you noticed that of all those little cry me some tethered tears segments on ABC, NBC, CNN, and MSNBC, the wife is always pregnant so they can hurry up and drop an anchor baby in America? All that anchor baby stuff stopped today. That's all over with. And damn good it's over with. Because to come to the United States of America and to leech off of our culture and just drop a baby off real quick, don't give a damn about the baby's health care, don't give a damn about how the baby feels, don't give a damn about the baby's safety, if that's your baby. Because like we said before, 9 times out of 10, we're finding out that these kids don't even belong to them. But every time you see a story, it's always the man has impregnated his wife, or he's getting deported and his wife is pregnant, and what's she gonna do without her husband and she's pregnant? It's always that. You know what it is? Because they have a whole thing. Run to America, hurry up and have a baby so that baby can bring you back. Watch these segments right here, fam. These right here are going to tell you that there's a common play here where the damn wife is always pregnant and the husband is always an illegal. Or the husband is coming over here quickly, and then he's having a baby, and then he's getting deported in the process. Watch this right here, fam. This shows you exactly why Donald Trump put an end to birthright citizenship today, and it's over with. Anybody saying it's not, wait and see, because they also told us we wouldn't be here either. Watch this.
I cannot leave my kids and my wife here. I can't.
Tapan Purohit and his wife, Ashley Kennedy Purohit, feel they're living a nightmare. Tapan came to America on a J-1 visa in 2011. It expired in 2013. Last year, he married Ashley, and they filed an I-130 marriage petition in hopes of regaining his legal status.
I prayed so hard that God would send me a good, kind, loving man that would finally be that piece that was missing in our lives, and he did.
Things took a turn last December when Tapan was arrested and charged with resisting an officer without violence, a charge that was ultimately dropped. But over the next few months, he was ordered by ICE to purchase a plane ticket for removal, which he did. According to the family's attorney, they filed a series of emergency motions, hoping to delay his removal to give time for the marriage petition to be processed. His motion to delay his deportation was denied on March 11th, but 2 of those other motions are still pending.
At that point, our attorneys had told us to go ahead and cancel the plane tickets, that we had motions filed so that we should have time to be able to continue to petition and pursue.
But according to the family, ICE officials arrived at their home this morning demanding Tapan come outside to be taken into ICE custody for deportation. He did not. The family claims ICE officials told them they'd return with a warrant and charged Tapan with failure to comply with supervised release.
And at that point, they can kick our door down and come in front of my children and take my husband in front of them.
Ashley argues her husband still has a right for the motions to be heard. Tapan and Ashley run a local business and argue they're good, hardworking Americans, not criminals. But they claim throughout this process, they've been treated as less than human by ICE officials.
I said, my wife is pregnant, sir. So I said, my wife is pregnant. My wife is pregnant. My wife is pregnant, sir. So he said, oh, that's not your kid. That's her. I cannot leave my
You see what I'm saying, family? And by the way, you're right. What the hell is up with these sensitive ass dudes? Hey, my wife is tender, my he thought he was gonna come over here, and he thought he was gonna have him an anchor baby. That's what that was. And by the way, you heard what he said? He said he told the ICE agent, "Oh, my wife is pregnant," and the ICE agent said, "That ain't your baby. That's her baby." ICE don't give a damn. You see that, fam? Coming over here real quick, trying to have an anchor baby real fast so you can find a little backdoor way of staying in the United States of America. That's what you was trying to do. And we see what you was trying to do. That's number one. Y'all look at this one right here. I'm going to show you a whole nother one. It's always a pattern with these people. Come over to the United States of America and have you a little goddamn tether baby so you can tether in to America. Check this out. Here's a lady right here. She's pregnant and her husband's getting deported.
That anger erupting in tears.
Because we did everything right. And for what? It makes you lose hope.
Ashanti Minor talking about the nation's immigration process. Her husband, Saria Rahman, who goes by Mo, now in detention in Adelanto, awaiting deportation to Bangladesh. Eyewitness News there when Rahman called his wife.
I came here when I was 4. I don't have a home there. I don't have family there. I can't speak the language, read or write.
On May 7th, Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers placing Rahman in handcuffs unexpectedly during his routine check-in at their Santa Ana office on Civic Center Plaza. His daughters left wondering where he is. Rahman telling us it's nearly impossible to manage his diet and check his blood sugar level while in federal custody. He has type 2 diabetes.
Fam, and they always do that right there. They always talk about these people have these type of problems. And I'm just saying, they don't never say that. Have you ever seen a black parent get arrested, separated from their family, and they talk about any particular ailments we may have? I've never seen them say, and the dad has an issue. Something's wrong with the father. They be like, I don't give a damn, Blackie. You're going to jail. With this, it's always something's wrong with them. Like the 3 ladies we seen earlier fall and hit the damn ground and have these fake ass tantrums, and they're always pregnant.
A criminal here more than someone that's looking to, adjust their immigration status.
Rahman's family arriving to the U.S. in 1991, escaping political turmoil in Bangladesh. After their visa expired, the family got an order of removal. Rahman was 11 years old. The family appealing that removal year after year, able to stay and work legally, build a life until now. Rahman, who is now married to a U.S. citizen and has a career as a home loan officer, unable to move forward with his green card application. First, a ruling must come from the Board of Immigration Appeals on his order of removal. But time not on this father's side. His wife and daughters need him, and he's got a third on the way.
A third anchor baby. A third anchor baby. There you go. A third anchor baby. There it is, fam. Always trying to hurry up and drop them off a Jorge. They try to hurry up and have a Jorge. They try to drop off Jorge in a hurry so they can stay here. An anchor baby is their way of getting into America and staying. That's what it's really about, family. I feel nothing. I feel nothing for them at all. They end up getting exactly what they deserve. Because you got to remember, fam, they know what it is when they come here to the United States of America. They know exactly what it is when they come to the United States of America. And quite frankly, they just got to deal with it because simply, and to put it plain, is that you put yourself in this position. So now you have to stay in this position, and this position is coming to call you. Send their ass all the way back home. I ain't got no problem with it. Now, let me go to another tether, because when we talk about the Democrats, you talk about the tethercrats. A lot of people today are talking about Ketanji Brown Jackson. And y'all remember when they were trying to push Ketanji Brown Jackson on Black America, what that lasts for, like 15 seconds? When they were talking about we got a Supreme Court justice. Remember when Cory Booker was crying and he was talking about she was Martin Luther King's dream? That didn't go nowhere because they was trying to run that con game the same exact time we was delineating in full swing. Everybody right now is clowning her. Everybody from both sides. Both sides. The Democrats are looking at her and saying, what the hell did we put you in this position for? And you failed. All of their tether investments are now crashing down. It's like the stock market. They invested in tether businesses, and all of those tether businesses have crashed out. That's what it is. Every tether they put in position has failed them. They tried to put Kamala Harris in position. What refund did they ended up getting from her? They didn't get $1 back. Barack Obama, what refund did they get from him? They didn't get $1 back. Ketanji Brown Jackson, what was that lady's name? Is it the Corinne Pete, whatever? What the hell's her name? The little Haitian lady who's the White House press secretary. Remember her? Isn't she another tether that they put a tether investment in? Guess what happened to her? She covered for Joe Biden that whole time, right? And do you know now she left the Democratic Party? She's not even a Democrat no more. The Democrats have invested in illegals, in fleers, in tethers. All at the same time, they elevated them above us. Those people end up voting for the Republicans, and FBA have been loyal to them for 60 years. So the people who've been voting for you for the longest amount of time, you did nothing for. Okay, there y'all go. Absolutely. She left the damn Democrat. Okay, Corinne Jean-Pierre. She left the Democratic Party. Y'all invested in that tether, gave her the position of being the White House press secretary, and she left the damn party because she was covering for Joe Biden's condition. And everybody started to look at her and say, well, hold on now. You was out here caping for Joe Biden. Let's go ahead and bring some charges on you for openly lying. Then she said, I ain't a Democrat no more. I quit. She just quit the Democratic Party a month ago. Straight up. Kamala Harris. She was a tether they put into position. And now they're all fighting each other saying she was the worst thing ever and blaming her for Joe Biden losing. Barack Obama. Nobody's got it worse than Barack Obama. Do you see how liberals talk about Barack Obama? Liberals talk about Barack Obama worse than we do. Let me tell you something. It used to be the conservatives that used to go in on Barack Obama. Now it's the liberals. Liberals say he ain't done nothing. He disappears. He don't fight for nothing. His woman's a man. Remember all that Michelle Obama is really a man talk? Y'all remember that? I don't even hear that coming from conservatives no more. That's coming more from liberals. Barack Obama, he was their major investment that he was going to rock us to sleep with the Yes We Can era. And then we brought in the Hell to the Nah era, and that changed everything. Foundational Black Americans canceled him 3 times. We canceled his ass during his presidency, canceled his ass after his presidency, and then canceled his ass this summer when he tried to scold us. And then the liberals looked at him and said, wait a minute. You can't get Black Americans to be quiet. You can't get Black Americans to be quiet about reparations. You can't get foundational Black Americans to vote Democrat blindly. What the hell are we paying you for, Barack Ho? So they got animosity because Barack Obama can't stop us. Barack Obama was supposed to stop the reparations generation. Barack Obama was supposed to stop foundational Black Americans. Barack Obama was supposed to stop delineation. Everything we're doing now, Barack Obama was supposed to stop this. There wasn't supposed to be no damn reparations generation and delineation. We weren't supposed to self-identify. We weren't supposed to be no damn certified Black society, Black Alpha Network. None of that was supposed to happen. Barack was put in position to get rid of all of that, and he couldn't stop it. So just like a good massa, he brought Barack in, and he said, I don't never want to see you again. Get the hell out of my office. So Barack is done. Kamala's done. The Pierre chick is done. And now everybody's going in on Ketanji Brown Jackson because she was a good tether and she was supposed to be the Supreme Court justice. And guess what? Today, they done end up crashing her ass out. And family, do y'all know they going in on her? And I'm going to say something that y'all may not believe me, but I'm going to show y'all the receipts. Do y'all know I seen a W call her a tether today? Yes. And I'm not talking about a W on social media. I seen a W on Fox News who called her a tether. So let's get this right. Now, the dominant society is calling her a tether. That means that she has officially been canceled. Loving it. Watch this right here, family. They are clowning her. Good, good, good. It ain't good in your hood.
I jotted these things down. Part of Ketanji Brown Jackson's argument was that it required too much boring legalese to analyze the law, and it was a mind-numbingly technical query. Let me tell you something, Jesse. I practiced law for a few years. Yeah. That's what being a lawyer is, all right? So if you're a judge and you're upset because there's too much legalese and there's too much mind-numbingly technical query, maybe find another job because the Supreme Court Justice's law of the land is enmeshed in that every single day. Technical query. Maybe find another job because the Supreme Court Justice's law of the land is enmeshed in that every single day. And frankly, I have never seen a analysis of a dissent like this.
Fam, she is getting roasted all throughout social media. Everybody's clowning her. She was supposed to be the deciding factor. She was supposed to be the one. Fam, you're not supposed to be seeing anything you're seeing right now with Birthright Citizenship being canceled because she was supposed to be the one to stop it. She's a tether. A tether couldn't save tethers, y'all. A tether couldn't save a tether, and now they ain't together. It's that easy. Easy work. So everybody right now is dogging her. Do you know when I got up and I started to read about what was going on with this ruling that came down, the majority of everything that I searched, it was people destroying her. So, I went to their pages and I said, are these Republicans talking bad about her? Nope. It was liberals. Then I seen somebody else talking reckless. I seen a Becky number 337. Becky number 337, she was going in and roasting Ketanji Brown Jackson. Then I said, whoa, this can't be true. Let me go on over here to Karen number 336. Karen number 336 said Ketanji Brown Jackson is the worst of the worst. She's the worst Supreme Court justice of all time, and they should have hired somebody else. Then I said, damn, Becky and Karen are going in on her. So let me see what Brad and Chad are talking about. And these weren't Brad and Chads that were MAGA. These were Brad and Chads that were Democrats. And they both said that she needs to resign, she needs to fire, and they even called her a DEI hire. I be damned. It ain't no good for tethers today. Tell you, fam, today was the end of the tethers. Now, whether they know it or not, they will know it when ICE shows up and when them anchor babies can't anchor no more. But FBA already called that now, didn't we? Look at this. This right here is them roasting her even further. Fam, they're going through and they're blaming all of this on her. All y'all tethers out there, you like being up underneath the dominant society until it don't work no more.
And she said, I agree with everything that Justice Sotomayor said, but I have to add my own 2 cents to this thing. And boy, is it scorched earth. She goes on to say in her dissent, perhaps the degradation of our rule of law regime would happen anyway, but this court's complicity in the creation of a culture of disdain for lower courts, their rulings and the laws they interpreted will surely hasten the downfall of our governing institutions, enabling our collective demise. She goes on from there, but clearly she sees this decision as something she obviously disagrees with, but as a very threat to the structure of our courts and our institutions as they now exist. I understand there is something that Justice Barrett said in the majority with respect to answering Justice Jackson's dissent. I'm trying to tick back to that, but also a reminder for folks, Justice Barrett was a law professor for a long time before she got into the world of being a federal judge. She also taught classes in civil procedure, which is one of the first things that I had my first year in law school. You get it as a first-year student. But it gets to the heart of how things proceed, how the court system works. So it does make sense now that even being a more junior justice, why she would have written this opinion. And it gets to this opinion, a lot of those questions that you've heard our other panelists bring up here about certification of class actions. It takes a lot of work. It is not easy to do. And there are cautions throughout this opinion that district court judges not now simply default to that. So I'm going to go back and find Justice Barrett.
Shannon, let me ask you one question, if you don't mind.
Clearly sees this.
If you don't mind, one more question before you go back to that. So as you've explained to us many times over the years, most Supreme Court cases end up 9-0. There's a lot of agreement. But then on these bigger cases, you do see the breakdown like this. Okay, so President Trump benefits from having a conservative majority in this court. But I think this is interesting because on this case in particular, it was Elena Kagan, one of the dissenters today in 2022, and I won't play it, I'll just read it here. It just can't be right that one district judge can stop a nationwide policy in its tracks and leave it stop for the years that it takes to go through the normal process. So she said that in 2022. I guess that's why we've all thought it likely that President Trump would get a win here. Now it looks like he got a resounding win. But Elena Kagan went with the dissenters on this. And I'm curious about that decision, what you think is going on with the dynamics of the court with that.
Yeah, great question. So you're right. We had been watching her because she'd publicly talked about during the Biden years how this wasn't a good policy. It shouldn't be the way that the framers or the founders would have intended this to work. But during the arguments here, May 15th, and remember, this was a rare ad. They don't hear arguments in May. They did it for this case. She differentiated during the oral argument, saying that this was a different case. This did not line up with the statements that she had made during the Biden administration, saying that this was a different situation. So we thought there that we saw from her during the oral arguments that she may peel off and go in a different direction. So she clearly has signed on to Justice Sotomayor's dissent. That's where she lands today. As to Justice Jackson and that very existential threat to our institutions dissent that she wrote, here's what Justice Barrett wrote in the majority opinion to that. She says, Justice Jackson chooses a startling line of attack that is tethered neither to the—
Freeze! Justice Jackson tethered to— Here we go. One more time.
A startling line of attack that is tethered neither to neither to the sources that they sort in coming to their—
Wait a minute, goddammit. Is you getting called tether? Is it crazy that the tether got called tether and they said that she can't tether to? Family, I'm just saying, the universe works in very mysterious ways, and it seems like foundational Black Americans are the only ones who understand the lingo, okay? They just said that she has not been tethered to, and we call her a tether. And not only were they saying that, They're attacking her in the process because she couldn't stop this cancelization of birthright citizenship. By name, they called her out. By words, they called her out, and even threw in a little foundational Black American lingo, and it's called tether. As tether is, as tether does, and the chick is who we thought she was.
The majority opinion to that. She says, Justice Jackson chooses a startling line of attack that is tethered neither to the sources that they soar in coming to their conclusions, or frankly to any doctrine whatsoever, waving away attention to the limits on judicial power as a mind-numbingly technical query. She offers a vision of the judicial role that would make even the most ardent defender of judicial supremacy blush. In her telling the fundamentals is a startling line existential threat to our institutions, Dissent that she wrote. Here's what Justice Barrett wrote to that. She says, Justice Jackson chooses a startling line of attack that is tethered neither to the sources that they soar in coming to their conclusions. The sources that they chooses a startling line of attack that is tethered
to get your ass up out my goddamn country. Y'all know how to do the slowdown. Fam, I'm just saying, I mean, when, what I'm saying, she getting called tether, and, all they had to do is ask us, because, we've been calling her tether now, about 4 or 5 years, what I'm saying? So what the lady was saying is that they put out a statement and said that Ketanji Brown Jackson truly is tethered to a way of thinking that is not conducive to a Supreme Court justice. So not only was she calling her a tether, she's saying that she's a tether who ain't even operating by the job title, attacking her, calling her out, and the whole exact thing was to smash her and to let the whole world know that she is not qualified. She a DEI hire. That's what they say. I'm just telling you what they said, and they threw tether on top. See, like we say, family, the goddamn universe works in very mysterious ways. And when we all wake up today, as we were doing our certified foundational Black American thing, and then we seen that birthright citizenship has been canceled, and then the president of the United States of America for the 100th time comes out and says, oh, it's all about Black American slaves, the children of those slaves, not Julio, Romero, Gonzalez, or Pedro, or Celino, Ramirez, or Gonzalez. Now you see that Ketanji Brown Jackson, who's another tether who tried to weasel her way in to FBA culture, she got G-checked. All of the tethers came to a halt today. All right. They thought they was riding good. They was in their little putt-putt cars. And then that putt-putt car ran out of gas and it stopped right there on the forefront. Because now everyone is seeing that foundational Black Americans are always right. Foundational Black Americans are extremely exceptional. And foundational Black Americans run this country. All they had to do is ask. We would have told them a long time ago. Okay. We would have told them a long time ago. But the whole world knows what's going on right here today. It has been a lovely day in the way foundational Black Americans have been functioning, but it doesn't change. And, some other things don't change. And one of those things that don't change is that your ass going to get deported if you get out of pocket. So as you see foundational Black Americans coming up with delineation, you also see deportations. That's why a lot of us are saying delineation and deportations all across the nation. Y'all look at this one right here, fam. This further lets you know what we're talking about. Watch this, family. So Ketanji Brown Jackson, I hope you know you are tether. And according to that Mayo lady, you are. But it's been according to us for a long time. So enjoy your tether and your Mayo husband. So you got the Teos over there. But yes, they are all getting snatched up in the process. Watch this, family. You think deportations done stop? Nah. Birthright citizenship is just one thing. Deportations is everything.
No les abra. Yo, are you fucking serious, bro? Get him down. Get the fuck down. Get the fuck down. Get your fucking hand up. Get your fucking hand up. Give me your fucking hand.
Did he knock him to the ground, family? Is this another one on the ground? God damn, family. Every time I turn around, one of these folks is on the ground without a sound. I be damned. Another tether fleer bites the dust.
You want it? You got it, sir. You fucking got it. You want to go to jail? Fine. You got it. Is it? No, he wanted it. You got it. All right. Boom. Boom. Joe, get up, sir. Get up. What up? I'm gonna put your phone in your pocket. You got it? Go.
Damn, they on the ground and they can't get up, family. And I don't feel nothing for them. Yeah, face first. Dude done face planted. Because the sanctuary cities being basically infiltrated or being taken over by ICE agents, that's going on all across the United States of America. And then on top of that going on, you seen what came down today. And everything is all working in conjunction at the same time. But like we said, fam, brothers and sisters have been out there calling it out. And this is what people have been saying. A lot of facts have been put on the table. A lot of receipts been put on the table. And everyone knows, family, going back to what Donald Trump said today, as you have that, you also have this blood right citizenship, which is what we talk about, where our bloodline has been here since day one. Watch this.
It was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious.
That amendment was specifically made for Black Americans, the babies of slaves, due to the complexities of the history in this country. They have to come up with that amendment. And it's crazy because the immigrants, the countries that they come from, don't even have birthright citizenship. It's not where you're born, it's who you're born to. It's blood right citizenship. Citizenship based on bloodlines, based on ancestry. If one of your parents is a descendant of a citizen, right? You can't just go to Italy. You can't just go to Ghana and have a baby and have no ties to that land, and that baby is all of a sudden a citizen of Ghana or Italy. It just doesn't work that way. In neither of these, in all these countries, it doesn't work that way. It's just that America, the United States, had a complex history where they had to make this amendment. Once again, even the countries these immigrants come from, there's no such thing as a birthright citizenship. You try having a baby over there and be like, well, this baby is a citizen to this land. No, it's not. Just found a loophole in the amendment that was made for Black Americans and the descendants of American slaves.
It was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system.
That's what we've been saying, fam. What have we said that hasn't came true? Every single thing that we have been saying, now the whole world is on par with what FBA been talking about. That's exactly what we've been saying, fam. Yeah, the chat lit, man. I'm telling you, feel the energy through the phone? I feel it every single week, fam. Much respect, much respect. Yes, I tell everybody all the time, and we're going to make this clear. The best chat in the whole world is right here, fam. We all reside. You know why? It's because other chats are just people talking, family. We are a family. Been that way. We go through everything together, y'all. And we watching all of this together because we called it out together and they mad at us. But you're going to have to do whatever. You're going to have to do it against this whole lineage. Family, we've been talking about this for the longest amount of time. We all know that it is all about us. And what I want to talk about now is our citizenship, okay? You can never been deported. Deportation was never about us. All the people running around Roland Martin, beep, 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 and all this stuff, because Roland Martin's a Haitian, okay? This man, that's Roland Haitian, all right? This has always been our country since day one. We do things differently. We do things exclusively, and the world knows it, y'all. You're talking about being born to the strongest lineage, heritage, and culture. Do you understand being born a foundational Black American? That's like being born to a team that wins all the championships every year, okay? You're born to the championship team. That's what we are. We are the championship team. Everybody wants to be FBA, all right? Everybody wants to be FBA. That's why they try to go out their way to stop FBA, because we're that potent. We're that powerful. We are out here moving so powerful, fam, that left and right, these people are trying to come up with every agenda to stop us. It's always been about us. That's what it's always been about. It's always been about our greatness. That's what this world understands. And the fact that the world understands that it's always been about foundational Black Americans, this is why so many people are always at disarray or coming along to what we were saying ahead of time. We call it out ahead of time, then eventually they get on board with it. They get on par with it. We have been out here moving. We've been out here strong. We've been out here functioning. And that's the best part about it. Certified foundational Black America. I tell everybody, the paint is drying. This is a lineage-based era. All right. You have Reconstruction, you have slavery, you have civil rights. Now you have the lineage-based era. Everything is lineage-based. It's lineage powerful. It's lineage strong. And that lineage is what's, guiding us to where we got to go. The lineage is doing what we got to do. That's what I'm loving about everything. And we stay on code. We decided that we're not going to have a movement just based on anybody can show up, anybody can be here. That was so smart of us to be lineage based, okay? Because lineage based provides us the opportunity to understand that it's all about a lineage, meaning you're in or you're out. What do we always say, fam? You can't make it up with a lineage. Either you're a part of the lineage or you're not. And these people are not a part of the lineage, so therefore they can't speak on the lineage. If you cannot speak on the lineage, then you cannot come around the lineage. That's what it is. We're forcing everybody to have to play our game. You're going to have to play our game, or you just can't come around us. You can't play in our faces, and you just got to understand. We've been out here getting rid of a lot of people. We've been doing a lot of things. Let me show you guys what was 1 year ago, all right? I'm going to take you back 1 year ago. And remember, y'all, what I'm about to show you was 1 year ago, and foundational Black Americans ended this. So as we sit here today and we talk about how this is another victory for us and the domino effect is taking over the country, I want to show you what happened 1 year ago. And y'all think about the domino effect from this. Look at it here again, y'all. How many of y'all remember when we sat here and we watched this presidential debate with Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and foundational Black Americans said Joe Biden needs to step down because he's not suited for office? Nobody in the world said that before we did. How many of y'all remember this domino effect from a year ago?
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
How many of y'all remember that? Y'all remember that a year ago? Was we not right here having this conversation a year ago, family? When all of the Black Democrats said this was Joe Biden's best performance, everybody said, no, he needs to stay around. It's all good. It's okay. Don't trip. Don't panic. FBA was sitting here saying, hell no. You talking about this right here? Family, that right there. Look at that picture on your screen. And y'all tell me if foundational Black Americans weren't the very first people to say, Joe got to go. Joe ain't right. There's something extremely wrong with Joe Biden. And they was like, nah, FBA, y'all's being xenophobics now. Y'all's being means. Y'all don't need to say that about Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe's a goods guy. Y'all remember that? Uh-huh. Well, now you see, clear as day, foundational Black Americans were right about that, the same way we're right about everything, the same exact way that we're right about this birthright citizenship being canceled and seeing that it all belongs to foundational Black America, and we are out here winning in these streets and can't nobody say nothing. Man, it's beautiful to be foundational Black American. It's lovely to be the foundational Black Americans, and it's lovely to do it with your fellow foundational Black American brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. I mean, how many times we gonna be right, y'all? I'm just asking, how many times we gonna be right? Are we gonna let anybody get a half a victory? Or did they get enough victories in the past when they was bamboozling folks? Okay, until we showed up and said, "Now won't be no more bamboozling." No. I mean, goddamn, all we doing is winning. All we doing is winning, fam. When I say people's champ, we are the people's champions, and it don't stop. We was out here letting everybody know what that was hitting for. So I want you right now, family, think about it. We were right here talking about that situation, and we said that we was going to end the Democratic plantation. That was the first domino to fall. Next thing you know, Joe Biden was put up on the shelf. Then they brought in Kamala Harris. We got rid of Joe Biden because remember, Joe Biden would not have had to step down if Black Americans still supported him. Had he went out there and had that same performance and Black folks were supporting him, he'd still been president. Yes, the hell he would have. If Joe Biden had our support, and I'm talking about the grassroots support a year ago, and that was a year ago, okay, almost to the date. If Joe Biden had our support, he would have still been president. It was because of us who said, hell no, we ain't voting for him anyway, and we damn sure ain't voting for him like that. And then because of that, everybody went and said, all right, drop down. So we essentially canceled Joe Biden. Then they put up Kamala Harris. I ain't even gonna talk about what we did to her. Completely canceled her. We canceled her with our eyes closed. That was easy. 1, 2, 3. Got her out the paint. Democratic plantation fall. But we were all right here 1 year ago, and we said what's happening now was going to happen if everybody just sat back and watched. FBA, we called our shot. We said, let me tell you something. We're going to take this goddamn basketball off the roof, off the glass, off the floor, off the car, off the board, nothing but net. And damn it, we hit nothing but net. Swish, straight on down. We called that a year ago. Yes, the hell we did. We called that a year ago. The same way we're here now, this summer, the Black American summer. We sitting here right now while it's hot outside, family. A few days before the 4th of July, when we going to turn up and won't be a tether, a fleer, a hopper, a skipper, a jumper, or a mayo in sight. Just FBA family tree doing our FBA thing. Everything we saying today and we calling out right here, right now in the paint, we going to look back at this and say, damn, we was right again. It was the end of the tethers. It was the end of the fleers. It was the end of the hoppers, the skippers, the jumpers. And now all of their asses is back home getting deported. And foundational Black Americans told y'all it was nothing but net. So as we called it then, we calling it now. And as we say, we built this whole goddamn country. It's all the way in solid gold. FBA for the win. Because that's all the hell we do. And when I say that's all the hell we do, and I say that we out here standing on business, and I say this is certified time, and I say that we out here winning, the main thing that I want to show everybody right here is this. This is what I want to show y'all. And I want everybody to peep game on this because this is just so lovely that I couldn't keep it concealed from everyone. We've been putting in work on a whole nother level. And it takes all of us, family, all of us, everybody. We've been putting in work. And the work that we've been putting in has been changing the world. We know that. That's all established. Everybody gets that. But if you notice, fam, there's this play out there to try to stop foundational Black Americans from being our great self. And everybody out there who's tried to stop us from being our great self, they've all crashed out in the process. You cannot at all take what FBA has created and try to put it off on your own. You're going to have to pay up. And we've been making everybody pay up for trying to steal from certified foundational Black Americans, the people who cannot be steal from. Fam, let me make this clear too. It's to the point now where everyone knows we're the people who cannot be taken from, right? We're the people who cannot be taken from. Let me show y'all this. It was in writing then, it's in writing now, and there you go. Look at this right here. Birthright citizenship? Hell no. 14th Amendment? Hell yeah. It says, this will not, of course, include persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens who belong to families or of ambassadors of foreign ministries accredited to the government of the United States, but will include every other class of persons. It settles the great question of citizenship and removes all doubt as to what persons are and are not citizens of the USA. This has long been a great situation for foundational Black Americans across this nation. That right there is what we told everybody. That right there is what we showed everybody. And now that right there, the whole goddamn country is finding out what we knew from day one. And that is that foundational Black Americans built this whole goddamn land. And foundational Black Americans maintain, sustain this whole goddamn land. And foundational Black Americans run this whole goddamn land. Anybody, and I mean anybody, who gets in the way of that, they're going to find out quick, fast, in a hurry exactly who the hell we are as they crash out and they fall out and we standing on super certified business. That's what we do, y'all. It's clear. It's clear and everyone knows it. In the same way that we told them about delineation and delineation has won, is the same way we tell everybody about reparations. Reparations is the goal. That's the main thing. We've already got everything, fam. We got all of our chips on the table, okay? We got everything in order, in accord. We have to get our lineage game right. Our lineage game's right, all right? We went down the list. How do we get reparations? Go down the list. Okay, we got to get rid of all the fakes. We got to get rid of all the frauds, all the counterfeits. Gone. They're done. All this did today was get rid of millions of counterfeits. That makes us identity type. We got to get rid of all the Africans and the want-to-be's and the pan-Africans. Good, got them out the way. The more you see people deported, the more you see people getting sent out the country, the more you see people get told, hell no, you not us, the better it is because it's making our identity more clear. You have to get your identity clear if you're going to get your reparations, fam. And we have got our identity extra clear. And all this situation did today was make it super clear that foundational Black Americans are the originators of the United States of America, the non-deportables in the United States of America, and the only non-immigrants of the United States of America. Notice The conversation stayed on Julio and Pedro. The conversation did not turn into Mr. Mayo, because guess what? Mr. Mayo came here as an immigrant as well. Yeah. So Mr. Mayo and Mr. Pedro, both of y'all are immigrants. We are the only non-immigrant, non-migrant, non-fleers in the United States of America, and the only non-deportables. And all of these things that have been occurring right here in the United States of America has only made it more clear on who the fuck we are. We are certified foundational Black American freedmen. And you better put all of that on the goddamn line, and you better address us properly. That's how the hell it's going to go down. We told them that we was delineating. Now they see. We told them that we was standing on business. Now they see. And now we're going to go get that reparations money. You, me, all of us together, family. We got everything in order. Everything's tight. The grassroots movement is stronger than ever. There's no better time than now. There's no better people than us. And we are the chosen generation to make it happen. You think plantations are burning down left and right? You think our ancestors are talking to us mentally, physically, spiritually? You think that we're getting all these signals, vibrations, and frequencies and energies just because? Or is all of these things happening and occurring to put us on that path and that straight to the bank? And we're not stopping in the middle. You see our babies are watching us and they saying, damn, I love these folks. Yeah. You see the elders are watching us. They saying, damn, I love these folks. And we're watching each other saying, brother, sister, I got your back. And brother and sister says it back to you. I got your back as well. We said we got each other's back. Good. Let's go get the money. And now the money's on its way, family. So today was an extraordinary day. But I look at it like this. It was little about Trump. It was little about MAGA. It was all about foundational Black Americans. It was all about delineation, separation, regulating, get you reparations. Today will go down in infamy as the day that the tethers, time is up and canceled. And foundational Black Americans, we're going up to the bag. And when you put all that together, family, and you look at it from that perspective and you look at it from that angle, then the only thing left is to certify salute your goddamn self. Because when I say that these people are gone and out the way and out the paint, and I say the babies is watching, the babies is watching. And I'm watching the babies succeed. They're not going to have to grow up with all the tethers in the way, family, and we ain't going to have to live with them in the way. It's good to be foundationals. Y'all look at this video right here. With all of these illegals out the way who are taking Black jobs from Black Americans, good. Now they out the way, family, and those Black jobs is going to these young Black brothers and sisters who are standing on certified Black American business in a Black American summer. Julio gone, and our kids is getting to the bank. Watch this.
This summer, me and my twin brothers decided that we're going to open up our own bacon wrap hot dog business called Glizzy Street. Instead of doing nothing at home, we want to make some money and try to do something big. We invested $400 that we saved from working weekends at our family gas station to start it up. It's a pretty big investment for us, but with some hard work and long nights, it will all be worth it. The first day we were pretty nervous and there was no customers for the first hour. Then things started to pick up. First, we sold 1 hot dog, then 2, then 5, 10, and at the end of the day, we ended up selling over 20 hot dogs, which is pretty good in my opinion. If you want to show us some support, we are located in Long Beach at the American Oil gas station 7 days a week from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Be sure to like, follow, and share.
Easy, 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 easy. Get them all out the goddamn way. Get them all out of our face, because we are the ones that cannot be replaced. One thing we gonna do, family, and I'm gonna make this crystal clear. One thing foundational Black Americans gonna do, we gonna hustle. We gonna get to the hustle because we invented the hustle, okay? Whatever happens, however it goes down, and it ain't just about that right there. It's about all across the 50 states. Have your kids go get them jobs and go get that money, all right? Because with all them people on out the way, family, now it's time for us to get that bag. And then we're going to get the big bag, and we're going to keep the bags coming and coming and going and going. And we're going to keep that paper flowing, y'all. The future is so bright. And we're all the way up on the incline, fam, never on the decline, because it's all time, all right? And I want you guys to all know that. I want you guys to all hold on to that. I want you all to cherish that, because foundational Black Americans, we are stronger than ever. Foundational Black Americans are growing every single day. And the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. But right now, fam, the baton is in our hand. Right now, the baton is in our hand, family, and everybody's watching us go down. So this is what I'm talking about, fam. It's all about a renaissance, of reclaiming. It's all about us standing up, standing strong. And it's all about us winning. And the more we win, the more we get it in, okay? No more can people come in here and be melanated and talk on our behalf. We ain't dealing with your political party. We ain't dealing with your babble. We ain't dealing with your rant and your back talk. We ain't dealing with none of that. It's what FBA says because we FBA and we say so. It's a Black American summer. I got my brothers and sisters with me. Nobody is stronger than a foundational Black American brother. Nobody is stronger than a Black American sister. We are beautiful. Every woman on the planet wants to be one of our certified sisters, but they can't. Everybody on the planet wants to be a certified brother, but they won't. Everybody wants to be us. They want to be like grandma. They want to be like grandpa, but we stand too tall for all. Eastbound, westbound, northbound, southbound. No matter where the hell you at, family, make sure that you put that FBA flag right there on the ground so it waves high in that FBA sky. And that's the time we on. That's how we out here. That's how we winning. And the whole world is watching us and they putting on the show. I told them it's all eyes on FBA, right? It's all eyes on FBA. Well, FBA for the win. And all we do is win. And we're going to continue to get it in. And I'm going to continue to be right here with y'all as the people's champion, #1 activist, certified. Salute to the family, y'all. I need y'all to have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Stay good, stay safe, stay strong. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. By the way, fam, we knocking on 27,000. Fam, we were just at like 24,000 a few days ago. All the new subscribers, I appreciate the love. Thank you very much. Welcome to Certified Black Society. What you will find here is the livest chat in the world. We break all the records. We put receipts on the table, and we put out, permeate so much FBA energy that we change in the world, fam. Don't let nobody tell you you can't change the world because we change it right here every broadcast, fam. But ain't no me without y'all, okay? So I need y'all, and I'm right here with you. I'm just your FBA brother, your certified cousin, and this is how we do it, man. So I appreciate the love. You guys keep on. Right now, though, in the chat, but also in the comment section of this video, y'all know how I go. Leave me your area code, your hood, your city, your town, whatever the hell you want to call it. Put it in the comment section of this video because when they watch and everybody timestamps it, they're going to look back and be like, damn, them FBAs is certified, qualified, bona fide, verified. And that's how we do, baby, because all we do is ride. Let's go. Y'all stay good, stay safe, stay vigilant. And I'm going to catch you all on the other end. I appreciate y'all. This is a beautiful episode, beautiful broadcast. Much love and respect from the Black Alpha Network, man. I'm sending all of you guys the most gracious, the most powerful, the most potent certified salute ever before. And I send that directly to you and yours. Y'all stay good. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. And always remember, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, that certified black is beautiful and beautiful is always Black. Let's go.